Start your engines if you wanna play, and let's go on the track and begin the day. Keep your eyes on the prize, hear what I say, cause if I beat you, oh, you're gonna pay. Go ahead, select your category. Maybe you wanna go with GT Sport. On the other hand, Club 100 Cards does well. Let's not forget iRacing. It's time to join forces with Kireth Card. I knew I could win, I said I will. The energy pumping up, what a thrill when you're facing the champ. Kireth Card, he doesn't race for fun, it's his art. Everybody going after the goal, always going after one another to reach the goal. And that's how we see the chasing in Frey Bento's racing. Adrenaline rushing up right to your veins. You gotta trust me, it's gonna feel insane. After finishing a race, you won't feel the same. So clean your mode and let's start again. If you wanna be part of this ride, better look out, it'll hit you like a big tide. Come join our one and only racing tribe. Get ready, set, go, and hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. Come on. I knew I could win, I said I will. The energy pumping up, what a thrill when you're facing the champ. A Kireth Card, he doesn't race for fun, it's his art. Everybody going after the goal, always going after one another to reach the goal. That's how we see the chasing in Frey Bento's racing.
Hello, everyone should be live. Oh, they've got the light in the camera.
One is 0.9 off
Get
the
a
base.
slightly washed out effect. Welcome along, everyone. Hopefully everything is working. Do let me know if everything is good at your ends. And yeah, we're going to talk F1. We're going to talk F1. My view is that it's a racing incident. I do feel as though that Verstappen could have taken a wider line and there wouldn't have been a crash like Leclerc did. Slightly different positions, but anyway, we'll talk about it. Hey Zen, we might need your help on this one. I'm going to introduce, bear with me a second. I'm going to introduce to everyone Mr. David Whitehouse, a Club 100 legend and a beginner to iRacing Team Endurance. David, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I'm not sure about legend though.
Okay, I've overhyped you. Let's get
you big deal.
It's David's first Team Endurance. This is going to be a really cool race, by the way. Let's get some chaps out. Some chaps? We have a chaps emoji. Let's get some claps out for David in the chat. There, Captain Emerald's got one already. And I think it's going to be really cool to see how we approach this race. And this is genuinely David's first ever Team Endurance. So if you're watching and you're thinking about getting to iRacing, you may be doing what David's going to be doing very soon. It's not your first time on iRacing, is it, David? Because you're a good driver in the Club 100 Esports League, having raced in that this season, and also Formula V.
Yeah, I do a few of the races that are coming up, but a lot of people might recognise me from your channel from doing the commentary over you and Steve racing. So,
yes. So
it's strange to have me behind the wheel.
Yeah. So if the voice is familiar, that's why.
You'll need to slow down to give back the time gained.
Oh, is that a Ford GT ahead? That is rogue. Don't tend to see a lot of Ford GTs.
All I've seen is Porsches so far.
Yeah, the Porsches are really quick yesterday. Right, let me welcome everyone to the chat. Hey Barry, yeah, I think the sun may have just gone now, but let me know if it comes back again. Tank, just finished watching your endurance race. Glad you enjoyed it, Tank. 43 to 17, yeah, that was a pretty crazy race. Welcome Federico Carrera. Watched the online photos, Hamilton went wide and crashed Max.
Nah.
Hey Ray,
I know
Ivan.
we've got 3 hours, but we could start already.
Yeah, let's get straight into it. Thanks for the maker. I saw your comment earlier, by the way, on my poll.
Sector 2 is 5.0 seconds.
We'll find out the size of the grid when we go into the race in 9 minutes. Yeah, so before if I throw my 2 cents in, or pence, what are your thoughts, Dave?
Racing incident. I think both of them could have got out of it. the main thing I sort of think of is, and it's the main reason, which will be very unpopular, is why I think Max will never win a title, is he was 33 points in the lead. He doesn't need to do that. He doesn't need to risk it with Lewis on the inside. He was guaranteed second place today. Might have got first. You never know with strategy. And I just think, let him go. You've got a 26-point lead at the end of today.
But don't you think there's a big psychological thing that if you can hold, because if he holds off Hamilton for the first lap, you know, the Mercedes will then be in a dirtier and it becomes a different race. There's a big psychological thing if you can dominate Hamilton at Silverstone with 150,000 people watching, and if you can strong arm it, and that was the risk that you took.
He took the risk of that, but this is what I always say: Max has never, ever led a car championship and never even won a car championship.
Mind if I jump in, by the way, Dave? Just where you...
No, feel free.
I'll just jump in.
He's never won a championship. He's never won a championship battle against people who are at the stage of their careers where they've got all the experience to play the games. And I think this, I mean, Imola, yes, he tried to show his hand and got confident. I can't remember where the other one was where he shoved him out wide.
Catalonia.
Yes, yeah, in Spain. And both times Lewis got out of it, and Lewis has always said, I'll give him a bit more space. It's
push.
But the thing is, Dave, and I'm reading, I don't know if you can see the comments that are coming in, but it was a, you know, obviously Christian Horner was very angry, but that, you know, he plays to the crowd, and the crowd is the FIA and the stewards, etc.
Yeah.
But it was a very unusual place to go for an overtake up the inside at Copse. I mean, that is, and if we were honest, he did have to back out of it. He was in the process of backing out of it when Verstappen kind of, you know, came across.
I think the reason he backed out of it is because Max was coming across. If you look at the Charles Leclerc one later in the race, which we've got to remember, it's 3 laps from the end of Charles Leclerc getting a first victory since 2019. You know, it's no mean feat, but Ferrari have got to that stage where they've just got to try and get points over McLaren. Yeah. Red Bull have proved with the strategy this year that they can race Mercedes, and they've got the quicker car. Yes, it was 50-50, don't get me wrong, there's a bit of wrong on Lewis's side, but Max, in terms of the championship and not just that one race, he wouldn't have lost anything by backing off and just letting Lewis have it.
Yeah, but that's not his style, though. It's just like...
Oh, it's not his style. But in terms of Lewis Hamilton, this is a new sort of Lewis we've seen this weekend. He's been very aggressive. He's aggressive in qualifying. Yes, it's the sprint race, which we can discuss all day long whether it was worth it. Yeah, he wasn't really there, but I think it was just keep his nose clean. Whereas in the race, he said, I'm going to get a good start, and if I get the chance, I'll go for it. And Max almost caused contact down Wellington Straight beforehand as well. So...
yeah, that was very close going into Brooklands. It was, I was thinking, okay, because, so Dave, you are, I know you say you're not a legend, but you are a very experienced Club 100 karter.
Yeah. And
Club 100 is the standard of driving, you know, there are some very good drivers in Club 100, and a lot of the driving comes to psychology at the top level. We talk a lot about, you know, drivers turning into other drivers and trying to dominate them in that way. I don't know if, to me, the whole first lap, as long as we got, was Verstappen sending out a big psychological message to Hamilton, almost Senna style, saying, if you want to get past me, you know, there's a danger that we might crash. Because they were almost banging wheels down the Wellington Straight, weren't they?
Yeah, I think it was, but also it's sort of, I mean, if you look at the last 4 or 5 races, Max has cruised it, and Mercedes didn't find that much this weekend. It was just in qualifying, Lewis did a great lap, they changed a lot to the front of Max's car just before qualifying. You're going to be in a position where he's going to be a bit nervous on the car, and he said it understood like a dog. So
is 1.3 off the pace.
I think Max just got worried that if he let Lewis have this little chink of armour of getting past him, it'd be title over, which is the Red Bull sort of psychology over the last well, since the hybrid era started, it was like, we've got to do something different to win this race.
Just done
Yeah.
141.
This season it hasn't been, but Max still has that sort of aggression and immaturity in... I mean, I've seen a comment on the chat saying, while I'm on about Max turned in. Yeah, he did give room. He turned out of it. But if you watch, as he turns in, he then turns out, then turns in even more than he was originally doing. So that turnout means nothing at that stage. And then Lewis is obviously going, he's going to come in again. He's not going to back out like Charles did later in the race or anything like that. So yes, I'm not blaming Max. I'm not blaming Lewis. It was just one of them things. And when you do it there, I mean, if we listen to Christian Horner and Marco, they're PR gurus. You know, they've used the word injury, they've used the word disaster, they've used the word about, you know, headed for Lewis' his experience and his speed, that he doesn't need to do that. And it's just all PR at the end of the day. You know, they know Max has pulled the same stunt other times and people have jumped out of his way. Well, Max isn't going to jump out of the way, and Lewis has just set his stall out saying, well, rest of his season, I'm going for it.
I've just thrown a poll up, Dave, so you can put your vote into the poll. Maybe we'll see how that changes. An interesting thing here is that I think there are a lot of Verstappen fans out there and a lot of people who are bored, irritated with the dominance of Mercedes. So it's created these kind of polarized fan bases. So I think there are going to be a lot of people who come from a Hamilton point of view and maybe won't be able to see anything that Hamilton could have done wrong, and vice versa for Verstappen. I'm trying to thinking about it as objectively as I can. And I've said this before in some of the comments I've said already. For me, it's a racing incident. Ultimately, I think Verstappen could have taken a wider line around Copse. He may well have run wide. He would have had to concede the position, but he, as Dave said, he would have lived to fought another day. But I can see it would have really stung him. Had to follow Hamilton through Maggots, Beckett's, and then maybe be in the dirty of Hamilton. Hamilton, I think, to be honest, he obviously, before Copse, he was shaping up to go around the outside. Verstappen was kind of in the middle of the road. There was space on the inside, and Hamilton quite late went for it. And he went for a move. I've got to be careful what I say here. He went for a move that would have required Verstappen to change his line for it to work. But ultimately, if Verstappen didn't change his line, because of the position of the cars, it was always going to end up much worse for Verstappen. Because if there was going to be contact, it was probably going to be Hamilton's wing with the rear of Verstappen's car, which would completely pitch Verstappen around. He suddenly loses all of the downforce, and he's going to go into the barrier where Hamilton's probably going to be okay, maybe less a front wing. So, but all this stuff happens at a split second. Hamilton's decision to go for the inside, you don't know whether it's going to work or not. You don't know what the body language of Verstappen's going to be at that moment. But obviously he was on a drive today. He did the same thing against Leclerc at the same corner. Yes, he was more alongside, but he was just driven today. I think it is fair to say that Hamilton does go into another gear when it comes to the British GP.
Yeah.
He genuinely
I think you've
does.
also got to look at, you know, Lewis knew he had to do something today to get him in the title fight. 33 points. So say Verstappen won with the fastest lap, that's 41 points if Lewis finishes second. So you have to do something. I'm not saying you have to do something dirty, you don't have to, but you have to upset the apple cart a bit. And that's where Helmut and Horner come in, because they know if they can upset Hamilton, we've seen it before, when he gets upset, he has slow days and he'll finish 4th, 5th, even within the hybrid era. So they're playing the role for Max. They know Lewis plays with his emotions, whereas Max doesn't. He's like, I am right. This is the way it is. Nobody else is right. Max has always been like that. I've seen a few comments about the contact with the tyres. The only reason it was Max's rear and Lewis's front was because Lewis was getting out the throttle, which probably actually caused a little bit of the understeer. It just automatically does.
I don't think Hamilton and Verstappen could, I don't know, unless Verstappen takes a massive different line, Hamilton would crash into Verstappen because Hamilton's so tight into that corner, he doesn't have the downforce. He's going to wash out so wide on exit. So I can actually kind of see it both ways, which is why I lean towards racing instant. I think given the context of everything, I feel like the stewards had to give Hamilton a penalty.
They had to, because you look back at George Russell and Skylar Seitz. They gave a 5-second penalty for that in the sprint, not a race, and it wasn't a penalty whatsoever. You know, it was just one of them things. But as soon as there's contact these days, it's got to be a blame. You know, I'd love them to go back to the Senna Prost incident in '89.
Was that at Suzuka?
At Suzuka, yeah.
What did they do there? Was there a penalty? Or was it just...
There's a penalty to Senna for missing the chicane. Because he
but not for taking out Prost.
Not for taking out anybody. Okay. But if you watch that and see where Prost turns in, Prost wouldn't be on the grass on the inside of the chicane all day long. But everyone blames Senna for it because of the way the media portrayed it, or the FIA portrayed it at the time. And that's where Red Bull are taking them lessons of, you portray it as best you can the other way.
Yeah.
And that's why they've been using all them harsh words that, you know, Max is lucky to be alive. I'm sorry, no.
Right,
you know, just bad crash.
Dave, have you joined the quali session?
It's just joining.
Yeah, so we're in with Matt Hale and Alan Curtis, our sister team for Club 100.
Yeah.
We've got a decision to make. Who wants to qualify? Who wants to go first? I feel like it might be better for you to drive first.
Okay. Whichever.
And if so, do you want to qualify first? I have no preference. Happy to go whatever way, but I feel like it's better for you to drive first.
Yeah. I'm literally easy either way.
Okay. So Dave, I put the quali setup on the car.
Okay.
And all we need to do is, once you do your quali lap, is to put the race setup on. So feel free to jump in, and you'll have 2 laps.
I actually got the quali setup.
Temperature's falling.
It's fine. I've applied it.
Celsius.
Yeah. It's applied to the car. And I'll catch up with Chatter. But so actually, the more I'm thinking about it in the back of my head is that I'm actually leaning more towards the crash being, you're going to go crazy in the stands. I'm leaning more towards it being Hamilton's fault. But Hamilton is smart. He knows that if Verstappen doesn't back out, Verstappen's going to wash out into the barrier. And it is something we see in karting all the time, where you put the other karter in a difficult position. It's a little bit like David at Rye House, the first hairpin, the exit, where you have the tyre barrier on the exit.
Yeah, and you give him a choice.
Exactly, you give him a choice, hit the tyre barrier or back out. And this is the thing about real racing, is I see a lot of people talking about, you know, what do the rules say, and, you know, is there like subclause 8.7bi that says what happens? This is kind of the law of racing at a fundamental level. You put the other person in a difficult position, and that's what Hamilton did. So he might have ultimately, Hamilton won the race. He won the battle with Verstappen, and he's taken a huge chunk of points out of Verstappen for the title. So Hamilton just generally won that event.
Yeah.
Whether we agree with it or not, I don't know. There may be penalty points. Hamilton probably doesn't care. But when you look at it in that way, almost like taking into account the 10-second penalty was given on track, he still won. It's quite a cynical way of doing it. Right, Dave's going to go out.
Your exit is clear. Watch the white line. We've got 2 laps to get the job done, mate.
When you come around for your quad lap, I'll be quiet all lap.
Yeah, that's all right.
And the poll at the moment is 69% saying Hamilton's fault, 23% racing incident, and 8% Verstappen. Do feel free to put your input into the poll so we can have a kind of free reflection of what chat thinks today. I see what you're saying, Salty, and I to a degree I agree with you. You know, Copse is a really fast corner. When I do Copse, I used to do Copse in the F3 car in iRacing, I would get track limit penalties on the exit by running wide, not trying to overtake anyone, just trying to take a wide line on the entry. So how narrow Hamilton was by the wall, you know, he can't make that corner at the normal speed. Either he's going to understeer left, and there may be a car there, or he has to slow down a lot. And in the end, he chose to slow down a lot. what's your views then? So I missed some chat earlier. Let me catch up. What is your view? Ray saying he was a wing ahead, so he should have left room. You mean that Verstappen should have left room? Zero Beef says not really a win when you take it any competition. Yes, but and Dave can tell you F1 facts back to like the beginning of F1. But this kind of stuff used to happen a lot between title rivals. Right, no pressure, Dave. Zero. Very tidy, very tidy.
Guess Hicksy and Hanson going the other split.
Yeah, possibly. To 3 Club 100 teams, so well. And we are ranked number 21, I believe. And there are 40 entries.
What's the other entry ranked at?
Just one above us, I believe, actually. Yeah, 20.
Probably because Matt's an A.
Yeah. We're just going to chat. We'll let David just get over this line because it's very tricky track this, and then I will catch up on the comments. You're looking very tidy so far. There we go. First lap in Team Endurance.
P18, that was 146.23.
Decent lap, P18. I think you can go. You can probably shave a few tenths off if you just want to go for it, and you can gamble. Oh, that's tidy.
More than 3 tenths up.
Yeah, that looked tidy. Oh, it's looking good, mate. You must be up. Very nice line right on the apex.
New fastest lap for Gaspar, 143.70.
Yeah, I'm currently on for 45.5.
I'll catch up, chat. Just from we'll have a few minutes when and then be okay.
That's
Nice.
a new fastest lap for Blanco, 143.41. The leader's just done a 142.57.
Nice, very healthy mat curb there. Very nice, mate. I suspect we're going to be a few tenths up.
1.7.
1.7 seconds.
Yeah.
1.7. Okay.
144.
Mate. That's going to be a decent lap time. That's going to put you
44.
P8. That's going to put you P8. 1.7 seconds. So very nicely built up. Very nicely built up.
Do I have to drive around or can I?
No, you can just come in now, and we'll make sure we get the race setup on. You can just tow it. We don't need any personal insults in the chat. We're all a friendly bunch here. I just wanted to pick up on Womble Leader's message. All season long, Verstappen has shown Hamilton very little respect in wheel-to-wheel moments, forcing him to back out. This time, Hamilton decided to leave it in. Max needs to learn from this. A lot of the Club 100 race I've been speaking to really do agree with that opinion. Right, I'm going to put the endurance setup on?
I think I just have,
Okay, great, great.
but you can check.
Yeah, it says up here identical. Great lap, David. We are, yeah, even there's a 10th gap to the team behind us. Looking really, really good. Hopefully there'll be some carnage behind it. If, by the way, if anyone wants to get my attention, but feel free to chat amongst yourselves. But if you want to get my attention, just at me, at Kireth Car, and it will come up in red and I can see it.
That's the end of the session. P9.
So, do we start from P9?
Yeah, 100%, 100% yes.
Yeah.
So we got set up. You're good to grid up.
Okay.
It's cloudy, so I don't think temps are going to be an issue here. We can think about possibly double stinting tyres. First stint.
I guess 29 gallons is full tank anyway.
Yeah, it was yesterday. It was the same setup.
Yeah. Oh, you don't get any fast repairs.
No, honestly, it can be race over immediately. What I'm going to do, I'm going to untick your tyres at the moment.
Yeah.
Because
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, because you're only going to do what we can change it at 1 hour 30. The swap. Martin King, excellent quality position. That's all down to Dave. All down to Dave. That is nothing down to me. You've got the full overlay chat, so you've got all the information you need. You've got the track map up there in the top right, so you can see all the cars. It is a single class race. There's a mad lad in a McLaren in fourth or so.
And McLaren slow.
They are very difficult to drive. They're very easy to get a snap oversteer, and you'll see them in the barrier. And we're really going to guide Dave through here. This is Dave's first team endurance race. Salty Racer F1 sucks. I'm not sure, Salty. It's you could have. I think you could say that in the past, but this. I think this, for me, it's been a very good season. Here's the other opinion, Barry. Here's one thing everyone isn't saying. What a superb F1 season we're witnessing. First in a very long time. Yes, I agree. King is Max should have backed out, and he probably would have overtaken Hamilton later. That's the thing. Is Hamilton? Hamilton, for the first time this season, asked a really difficult question of Verstappen.
Thank you.
And Verstappen's answer was to basically
The track temp
not do anything to avoid a
26
crash.
Celsius.
Don't feel like you have to jump out of chat, Zen. Let us know. I know I've been keeping on top of all of the
Follow
chat.
car number 13 in the left column.
Good luck, guys.
Hopefully we can talk in the chat. Right, here we go. This is it. Hey, John Shaw, just a 3-hour race.
Car number 13.
Hey, Philippe. Hope you're well. Thanks, Bill Jones. Right, we're going to roll in Forest of Chasers. So we're racing in this Club 100 G3 Pro livery here on the left-hand side. And with not that many cars ahead of us, I'll be surprised if there's big carnage, but let's see.
Get ready.
Okay, watch out. Watch out. Yes, right. Go, 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 go. Stay on the outside. Well avoided. Well avoided.
Green, green, green. 2 litres remaining.
Lucky I saw Steve do that yesterday.
Yeah, that's really well avoided, mate. Really well avoided. You've got a big gap behind. So I would just try and filter here.
Car left. Clear left.
Nicely done, nicely done, nicely done. Great stuff. The 2 cars behind you are side by side. They're going to dice. Go for him
Car
if you
right.
want.
Still there.
He's, yep,
Clear
very
right.
nice. He's coming through. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, take him now.
Left side.
Definitely take him. Round the outside.
Hold your line.
Right, he's still there. You have to follow
Still
him
there.
2 by 2.
Still there.
And you have one. You got Ferrari on your
Hold
inside.
your line.
So stay right, stay right, stay right. Yep.
Hold
And
your
you're
line.
ahead of him now.
Clear left.
Watch out. Okay, okay. On the,
Incident in Piratella.
try and get the right way and filter in on
That
the
was
right.
my bad. I'm sorry.
We've been called into the pits by the stewards for repairs.
Okay. We got a meatball, so we got to come in. I think you can drive this back. But take it easy because we've got big suspension damage. We're at the back of the field now. Unlucky, David. It's not your fault. It's the guy behind. Just take it really easy now.
That's exactly what happens in all my sprints.
Right side.
Yeah, we'll see what the damage is. In this kind of split, I think there's going to be a lot of people like this. Just take it really easy. Get a few off tracks if you need to. That's fine. But just don't hit the wall again. Take it as slow as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd like to get our meatballs early, chat. As early as possible. Yeah, Dave, are you going? You're driving too fast.
Ravazza 1.
I'm not used to the damage, I think.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yellow flag. Watch out.
Yeah, people in chat say maybe that was Hamilton. Let's do some iRacing after. Well, we'll get Dave in. We'll look at the damage. There will be some minutes of repairs, and we can catch up on the F chat. Don't forget about the pit limiter.
Pit lane speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour.
Cool stuff, and you'll be able to see what the damage is.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we're the only one in the pit.
22 minutes of required.
And how many of optionals?
6.
Okay. So we have 22. Right, so if I jump in the car, I think I can turn it off. So I'll turn the engine off. Welcome to Team Endurance.
Yeah, already.
Yeah, not your fault. You can have a look at the replay. In fact, we'll have a look at the replay on stream. See. Yeah, so in these kind of instances, I'm thinking, have we braked too early? But I actually think here, I think the guy behind has genuinely broken quite late. Let me know, chat, if you disagree.
I think, if anything, I've broke late for the first lap.
Yeah, he's genuinely. No, he's genuinely broke too late there. He did go on the team radio and say, "I'm sorry, that's completely my fault." I was tempted to say let him through, but he wasn't really alongside.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is what it is. That's team racing. We'll carry on, and we've got really good pace here. I think we have seconds a lap over other drivers. So if this field is going to destroy each other, then
I was looking at it thinking, will he go? If he goes for it, I'll let him go. But where's our other mates? Oh, where are we? Oh, there we are. P30.
Just keep on them. Right, Fafnir says, unlucky Dave, not your fault in the slightest. Yeah, we've experienced some crashes on this channel before, so we're going to ride on board with our system team right now. It's 20 minutes with some repairs, so at 6:40 UK time, we'll jump back in. King is the best near crash for me was when Tommy Vockler went down someone's driveway and messed up a fast downhill section.
Do you think we need all the repairs, or
how many optionals were there?
It's 6 minutes. So there's what, 14.
To be honest, I'd probably say we take them.
Yeah, I was going to say it's 16 minutes full of.
Yeah. You can get a nice view of the lane. Yeah, I've done this before. I did it at Bathurst.
Just done 143.70.
I did it in Bathurst when we were in the lead, so
Yeah.
it happens.
See how the boys are getting on.
Right, where did we end up on the Hamilton chat? This is the most important thing.
We're still on it.
Yeah, the poll is with 44 votes. #blessed.
How ironic.
Yeah, it's 59% Hamilton, 34% Racing Instant. The Hamilton vote is coming down a little bit. Now, I saw some chat earlier saying there's a lot of British people just standing up for Hamilton. I hope people have. I would think people would be impartial, but I know that we're definitely trying to be. And I think I'd be surprised if anyone sees it and doesn't apportion partial blame on at least both drivers, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if anyone sees it absolutely one way or the other. But let me know if you do, because now we can actually talk about it. Hey Gary, hope you're okay. The race has started. We're just we're doing a last first challenge.
We're only 2 laps down so far.
Yeah, I will get worse. Yeah, Paul's talking about the email. Ivan, the email apparently included drawings confirming the Mercedes point. Also, Lewis was by far the fastest driver on that sectoral day. Max drove like Nazepin today and got exactly what he deserved. That's a bit strong. I don't know. We didn't see much of Max today. I mean, it was a cracking first lap.
I mean, people do say about the British being biased towards Lewis, but then we look at some of the commentaries when the Dutch, you know, when Max wins, it's probably even crazier. But in terms of this, it's just 50-50, isn't it? You know, it's
yeah. I think it's
if
also
you can't do that, you can't race.
On that point. I think the commentary in the UK was quite heavily against Lewis. Like the UK broadcast commentary was heavily blaming Lewis. So I don't know if some people who were saying that there's a lot of British people standing up for Lewis maybe are watching from other countries, but what millions of people saw on TV was the analyst saying, yeah, Lewis was completely in the wrong there. Lavier, all I know is races aren't won on the first corner, so I guess Lewis could have been a little more patient. But this is the point I'm trying to make very poorly, and I think Davis making as well. Verstappen has looked quicker than Lewis significantly for the last few races. If this race had run its course, you'd suspect that Verstappen would win it. So Verstappen in that case had more to lose, and Hamilton put him in a situation where he had a lot more to lose, because if there was going to be contact, it was going to be very bad for Verstappen.
Oh, our boys have just been taken out.
Really?
Yeah, second chicane. They're just facing backwards.
Oh yeah. Not going too well for the Club 100 boys today. What happened here? Oh, it's the same car. It's the same car.
Is it the same car?
Yeah. If there was contact, I think we just lost it. No, we just lost it. To be fair, that is our fault. I think Alan's just dropped it. Shame, it's a great livery. But yeah, we did make contact with the same team. I think they'll be okay though. I don't think it'll be significant damage to them. Car on car is usually better than car into.
Yeah, it probably didn't help me.
Did we hit the barrier?
We didn't. No, not when we spun it. But I hit it about 3 times on my way back.
Yeah, it's difficult. Salty Racer. Lewis was as close to the apex. No, so we can't. I'll have to delete that comment. Can't be having that sort of comment. Martin King, my opinion was Lewis's fault. Nowhere near the apex of the corner. Matt's gave space and still got hit. My 2 cents. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Gary Laster, I bet the safety ball will be extended next year. Whoever decided, whatever decision was made to not extend the Tech Pro, and they're probably very good reasons to not do it. I bet someone was watching thinking, I wish I'd extended the Tech Pro there.
Yeah, but I've hit both. I mean, it's only in a kart, so it's a little different, but I've hit Tech Pro and I've hit tyres, and I'd rather hit tyres all day long.
Yeah, but I think with Tech Pro, it kind of penetrates the barrier a little bit. With tyres, you kind of... Yeah.
At least the tyres disperse it, whereas the Tech Pro normally bounces... I mean, in the kart, it bounces you back into the track, which...
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think I saw Verstappen going to Tech Pro at Monaco once. And he punched... Personally, I'd rather go to Tech Pro, but... Chauncey, I thought the chap gave a really good breakdown during Red. Both could have done better than really it felt. I don't know what during Red was, but I agree that there was contributing.
I guess he means Chandot during Red Flag, possibly.
Ah, okay.
I think that's the other thing. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, it was a terrible accident or whatever, like Red Bull did. But at the end of the day, the Red Flag didn't come out for 2 laps.
That was a bit surprising, because you would think when you look at the damage to the barrier.
Man. You know that?
It didn't come out, so a full restart and Max getting into another car or whatever was never going to happen. Not that they can do that anymore that much, but I'm surprised we're only 5 laps down.
Yeah. Ray Lewis had a right to be there. He was alongside before the corner came. It was good to make the corner. Matt sabotaged him. something I'd spoken before was because obviously Lewis did a switchback essentially on the straight. It's not the longest straight, the old pit straight. And whether Max really expects him to be on the inside, but I think you would know because all you would be thinking about that point is where is Lewis. But you know, I think as karters we probably have we've been on track and we've closed the door on other people. We've had the door closed on us, and you know, when you get the door closed on you by someone ahead, psychologically, they are sending out a big statement, and they're saying, "Don't put your nose there because I'm going to close the door."
Well, as you know, when we kart, because we kart against a lot of people, we generally know what they race like. There are certain people you just give that a little bit more room to.
Naming no names.
Not naming any. Well, we haven't got a list long enough, but with Lewis, he's always said the same about Max, and now Max is a challenger. You can't have that because he's got the mental capacity over you. We go to Hungary next time, which is about a 50-50 circuit between both of them, and then we've got a summer break, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when we get to Spa. You know, especially with Mazepin with his lightweight chassis.
Yeah. Matt Joy, I'm not sure Lewis would continue to finish making the corner and exit without running wide. But that. So if you look, and I haven't seen a replay of Leclerc, and obviously I saw it live, but Leclerc ran massively wide, didn't he, David, on exit? He went over.
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah, because if you're going to yield, it's such a high-speed corner. If you're going to yield, the consequences on exit are just massive. So Max would have to been. He would have just been absolutely dominated on the exit. He was either going to crash or be dominated, and he chose to put it all on black. And
I think with is it Flavio in the chat?
Yeah,
it hasn't decided it, but it could, in terms of a mental way forward. You know, Max now knows that Lewis is willing to put himself there, whereas before he wasn't.
And the press are going to love it as well.
Oh yeah, of course they are. And the thing is, if it was against anybody else, like when Nico and Lewis collided and things like that, I'd say it'd be, we're not going to see this again. Oh no, I think we're going to see this again. Because I think Max is that kind of driver who will want to stamp his authority early on. And if Lewis is going to continue with this sort of I've got to try and win attitude, which he obviously is welcome to, then Max is going to find himself in a few more issues. You know, I can think of going up the Kemmel Straight at Spa. I can think of Nico and Lewis again. I could see that happening again. Just depends who qualifies where.
An interesting question here, Dave, from Paul Smith. Kireth, where exactly do you expect Lewis to go when he's travelling so much faster than Max? Did you seriously expect him to just vanish? This is the thing about racing psychology. If you're going to dominate someone in a corner like that, you are asking them to back out. So you are essentially asking them to vanish and saying, this is my line, this is my corner.
Yeah.
And also the unusual thing about that corner is that Lewis he was on the inside. Whether he had the inside line because whoever has, don't know, but
move!
Someone's getting angry in the voice chat. Have you got voice chat on as well?
Yeah. He wasn't too happy about that, whatever it was.
Yeah, but Lewis...
He's the only one who's talked so far.
Even though he's come from behind, he had the inside... He had the high ground in terms of consequences. So he was able to throw that gauntlet down to Max and say, well, either vanish or we may make contact. You know, Dave will know a lot better than me from, you know, watching more of Senna and Prost. And, you know, Senna versus everyone. And also, you know, Schumacher back in the day. Think about Schumacher and Damon Hill. You know?
You got Schumacher, Hill, but then you had... I think the worst one for Schumacher was Hakkinen, because it's really weird with Mickey. He would never get in a confrontation where, you know, he'd use his words, but on track, he would never try and crash into you. He'd never try and upset the apple cart on the track. He'd just try and beat you on outright pace. And I think Michael hated that because the mind games were all played off the track, whereas Michael was very good at mind games on the track. So that's where Mika was such a good competitor towards him, and where David Coulthard didn't really get in there because he wasn't mentally strong enough.
I can see a lot of stuff in the chat about whether someone was ahead or not ahead, and it's getting a bit heated. Just to be, from my perspective, again, like the laws of race and the laws of the jungle, to me, it doesn't really matter whether someone is ahead of some kind of threshold where they're deemed to be alongside. Ultimately, Lewis's car was in that kind of position where he was able to stake some sort of claim to the inside and say to Max, sorry, I'm on the inside here. If you're going to turn in, because Max obviously did turn in to make the corner, there may be contact. So whether there was alongside or not, I don't think it really matters. This is more about psychology and posing the question to Max, in my opinion. But,
yeah,
we see this all the time in karting, and no one comes out with a ruler and says, are you alongside or not? And they're a big, I mean, in Club 100, it's getting quite bad, isn't it, David, in terms of after the races, there's a lot of heat about people saying you turned in on me, etc. I don't know.
No, I agree with that. I just noticed Serial Beef mentioned Tom Christensen. Yeah, he's a Le Mans winner and that, but he hasn't raced cars like these. And I'm not saying he's not correct. I'm not saying he's not a good choice. But you look at Kevin Magnussen and Albon in the final corner last year. I think it was on the opening lap, and Albon took Magnussen out. I don't see what the difference between that and Lewis doing what he did today. The only thing you can say is it was quicker, and it was because it was the two championship contenders. So why was it a 10-second penalty when a year ago that same incident was a 5-second penalty? And I think that's where the stewards just have to sort of sort things out a bit, because it's just not getting sorted properly. You're getting different incidents and stuff. Different incidents, different penalties, but and with the Lewis ahead thing, he was never ahead, but like you said, once you get alongside, to a certain point, you have a right. And Max should have just said, look, in my view, if I was Max, I would have gone, I'm 33 points ahead. I don't need this. We've got another 56 laps to go. We'll worry about it then or whatever. So I think they would have known Red Bull had a strategy and a quicker car overall to fight Lewis.
The other thing I want to say is, I know these are literally the two best drivers in the world. Copse is a difficult corner anyway, and it's difficult every year because the cars have different amounts of grit, different downforce levels, different power. So it changes every year, and you're always on the limit. It's very difficult for two cars. Almost at the point where Lewis went kind of alongside, it was going to be very difficult for them both to make it through. Because it's such a high-speed corner. So it may have been Max's intention to turn in, but try and give a bit of space, because ultimately it was quite close, the contact. They weren't too, just half a feet or something. I don't know. They would have been fine. I think someone in the chat said it's small margins. It was absolutely small margins. But I would say, down into Brooklands, they were almost banging wheels when there was no real need for that. They were very close up to there. It almost seemed inevitable that was going to be contact. You could just kind of feel it, couldn't you? It felt like the old Hamilton-Rosberg battles where you just kind of knew they were going to make contact.
I did notice, actually, you were saying down to Brooklands, actually, there's one of the laps near the end. Can't remember who it was, but somebody passed, I think it was Perez passed somebody up. And they're literally on opposite sides of the circuit. The guy gave him more room. I think he may as well go.
I think it was Raikkonen, possibly.
I think it involved Raikkonen, but they're literally opposite sides of the circuit. And I'm like, okay, that's a bit drastic, but it's, who knows.
But that was very psychological from Max, because Hamilton was behind, right? Going side, but I say behind, they were basically side by side. But I think Verstappen had the inside line, and Verstappen was, squeezing Hamilton to the right side of the track. They were much more to the right side of the track, left hand side of the track, and that was a gauntlet thrown down by Matt saying, I'm not. It's very exciting to watch. It's going to be a big talking point. Sky are going to love it. Hanford are going to love it. All these VTs that have been in earlier production are going to get rolled out now about the head-to-head. It's making for a cracking season. I think back to Hamilton at Baku when he threw it all away, or there was some kind of issue with the brake setting or something. I mean, the points difference now would be Hamilton would be ahead, wouldn't he?
Yeah. I think so.
It's just interesting how this season is turning because Hamilton was dominant at the beginning, then Verstappen came back, and weirdly, we've now had a race where Hamilton's won and Verstappen's got no points. I mean, who could have really foreseen that before this weekend? Actually, did Verstappen get points from sprint race? He must have got.
Yeah, he got 3 points for a sprint race, but I'm looking at it now going, honestly, if Red Bull don't win this, they've only got themselves to blame. You've got places like Bahrain, they should have won the race. Here,
Gaspar is now
yes, okay, Lewis was 50% to do with it, but Max, it takes two to tango type of thing. Could have thought about the championship. And, they've had the quicker car and should be away and clear, really. Especially, where was it? Baku with the puncture as well. That's another 25 points. How long have we got on this pit stop left?
Bear with me, I'll jump in the car. Only 2 minutes 40 required and then 6 15 optionals. I'm just thinking, what is the race time? Because there's this change strat for us.
We're up to 22 minutes.
Okay, because you could go in for you can go in for an hour now.
Yeah.
And then I will go in.
I'll make it all the way through, won't I?
Yeah. And
possibly.
We've really lost that much time. Wow.
Yeah, we're 12 laps down now.
Okay. Early days.
But things will happen.
Yeah, I think if you jump back in,
Move it. Oh yeah, we still got 6 minutes of optionals.
It's your call on the optionals, actually.
It depends what they normally are.
What do we think, chat? Should we take the optionals or not? Captain Emerald says the worst thing is seeing the fans cheering when Max crashed. I didn't see that, but I agree.
Yeah, the fans cheered when Schumacher hit the wall. It's like if Lewis crashes and has a massive crash at Zandvoort, you'll hear a bigger cheer than that.
Yeah, I still don't. Schumacher broke his leg when he crashed there. I guess the fans.
It's the initial thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the initial thought of, Max is out, we're hey, and then you go.
I suspect a lot of people watching on their TVs weren't cheering, but what do we do? What do we do?
Somebody says take optionals, might as well have a nice car.
Yeah, that's a good point. Really good point for afternoon. All right, let's do that then. So that will be. Yeah, you can then go for an hour. That will take us to 1 hour 30. We'll do the driver swap.
Yeah.
Like I did last year. We'll see how maybe we crash again.
Yeah, well, I'll try not to.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't my fault. But
it's going to be a bit difficult now, Dave, because you're going to have cars coming through trying to lap you, and you may be faster than them. So that's another reason to have a fast car as possible. Because if we can kind of move forward on lapping ourselves, that'd be better.
Yeah, I mean, if I can come out behind the leader or something, that'd be kind of handy. But
yeah.
We'll see.
Cyrus, those stewards also get to look at something that we as spectators don't, the telemetry data from all teams, which are used making decisions, for instance. That's a very good point as well.
Yeah.
I think that
it's still wrong, but yeah.
Well, this decision about the time given for the penalty is going to be controversial because, and this is partly because Red Bull and Mercedes are so dominant, a 10-second penalty doesn't really mean much.
Yeah,
what was that all about, mate?
It's very hard to judge. I mean, if you say, what do you say? If the car retires, you've got to give at least 10 seconds. If it's a big crash at over 100 miles an hour, you give 20 seconds. There's got to be a certain amount of rules. And, say Lewis did, if we 100% put the blame on Lewis, how much penalty do you really give him? I mean, it's like, it could be I believe if it is, it's an honest mistake.
It cost me my
He hasn't purposely tried to run Max off the road, which is where you go on to Lando's penalty points, for example. It's a joke.
Well, the fact is he's accumulated so many.
Yeah. I mean, the red flag at Baku, I could understand one for that. And the yellow flag at Austria last year. But then the other things have just been incidents. You know, him and Perez, it was just an incident. It happens. It's racing. Why are we giving people penalty points and risking their careers? It's a bit daft. Got 4 minutes 45.
Okay. Yeah, I think we take them. We go around and we have some fun, and we'll see if other people come a cropper. It might be that.
Yeah, I guess we still got to do the fuel. Do we stick some new tyres on?
I don't know if they get flat spotted or not. I will tick them.
I was going to say stick them on anyway. We've been here 24 minutes. This is exactly like my first C-class race on Monza. I got some damage on first lap in 24-minute penalty in a 45-minute race. I was like, what?
Well, at least this race is longer. Right, so chat, where are we kind of ending up? So Hamilton is now 55% at fault and 37% racing instant. There was a lot of passion and emotion in the chat at the beginning, which is fine. And that's what we love about F1. It's the highest stakes.
Just to answer a couple of things, people are saying the car hovered over the gravel trap and it took off. I've been in that gravel trap at that corner. It is so thick, and because you've got that tarmac runoff for the bikes, the gravel now goes above the tarmac because it's quite thick, and that's probably why the car took off. So I've had to run through that gravel trap a couple of times, and it's probably the worst gravel trap I've had to run through. But because you get this tarmac runoff area, unless the gravel is flush with the tarmac, you're not going to get anywhere with that. People are pitting now. People are actually pitting, and we're still in here.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we can do. Let's see what your quali lap, your second quali lap was very good for this split. So we may be able to have some fun and overtake people.
Yeah.
And who knows? We're basically last of the people that started. So it is a genuine last first.
We're looking at it. The top 7, 4, 5, and 6 are close together, but apart from that, there's gaps. So hopefully, I can do that. Slot into a gap and get going.
Yeah, quite a few people who are doing 46 in the race, so I think we'll have better pace than that.
And incidents might happen yet.
Yeah, good to hear, Salty. It's good. It's always good to discuss these things, and it's always good to hear people, even if it doesn't change your opinion. It's always good to hear other people's opinions about things. I think that's healthy, and that's definitely what we've got.
We need you that commentator to fill this 26-minute gap.
Well, good job we got a commentator in you.
Could have put Andrew's friend in.
We have filled it. That will be something. Surely only a couple minutes to go now.
Minute 40.
Okay. All right, no pressure.
Then I guess I've got to do the tyres. Alan's just gone past us. He's in 30th, just ahead of P2 by the looks of it. So I guess he's only a lap down.
What I would say is you will have to drive. You will have to be quite dominant if you're faster than people because they will see you as in P40. But I 100% think you have
hopefully
more
they'll
pace.
see 12 laps down and just go, well, there's not much point.
No, they won't. They'll think you're 12 laps down and they'll message us and be on the radio and say, you're a lap car, blue flags, even if we're behind. But we'll deal with it.
So what's the next car ahead?
8 laps.
8 laps.
8 laps.
And we're 8 laps ahead of us.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, thanks for staying along, chat. The race is going to start now.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Here's a nice gift for everyone.
Got 45 seconds and then I think we've got to put the tyres on.
If you have enjoyed us sitting in the pits, do feel free to drop a like. Oh, the car's they've just knocked some damage out of the front left. The front left, now that's better. But yeah, as I said, this is David's first team endurance race, and if I'd been in the car, the same thing would have happened to me because the guy behind misses braking point.
Yeah.
But if you're watching and you're thinking about joining iRacing, but you're not sure, and you're wondering what your first race would be like, this could be your first race.
It won't be like this. It won't be like this, to be fair.
Yeah, report back and let us know.
But sprint races are much more fun.
Yes.
Right, there we go.
Right,
Oh.
remember limiter on. Is your car
They're
on?
doing. Yeah, they're just doing the pit service time.
Okay. Limiter might be off because I reset the car.
Yeah, I've got it on. I guess they're just doing the tyres.
Oh, they buffed out some more damage on the back. Hopefully the steering's straight. If the steering's not straight,
that's the main
temperature's
thing,
increasing.
Yeah.
It's now 28 Celsius.
thanks.
And we're away.
I don't know where the sun is. Let me know if there's any sun still on the webcam. It should be off now. But that was an OP strat, I think, at Le Mans when chat told me to turn my blinds down the other way. Oh, I'm in replay. My bad.
There's traffic behind. Keep your wits about you.
Right.
Blue flag.
You all good behind? Absolutely nothing to worry about. And yeah, just fill the car in because there will be damage. Not all the damage gets fixed. It will be slower. We'll have lost some top ends. Thanks, LT.
Luckily, we're not Monza, so that doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, Monza would be deadly. Let me try and get some info for you on the drivers around us. So, oh, the guy ahead of us is P39. That is that car 8 laps ahead then, the Porsche.
Okay.
Yeah, so
we're probably 9 laps ahead.
Probably, yeah. And his last laps.
There's an incident in very anti-alta.
Yeah, he's in the 46s. So. I didn't see that. If that was a slow down there, it will burn. I think it will burn quite quickly, especially with our damage. And the guy behind.
P34.
Yeah, his fast lap is a 47, so I wouldn't worry too much about him. This race is like really jumbled up. Really jumbled up. Right, let us know, chat. We do this most races. This one is probably the most difficult we've done. Let us know where you think we're going to finish. There's 41 cars in this race, and we are 40th. But I do think for the first time, I suspect my driver rating is higher than the split average. So, we'll see what we can do. It's a very tricky track in it. It's one of the most tricky tracks in iRacing. A lot of corners where you kind of have to trail brake, and the entry you want to get as wide as possible. And if you dip it all on the grass, you just completely spin around. That's the way it is. Was there anything else notable from the F1, Dave?
Is anybody going to be talking about anything else?
I don't know. I think this is going to roll and roll and roll.
I think somebody mentioned why Red Bull
pitted Perez.
But I think that was just, the tyres weren't going to make it to the end. So.
I mean, that's another thing about the race. Perez should have been at the front of that race. It was a mistake in the sprint race that really cost him. Because if Perez had been up there, it's still a different race. I think what this season is showing is that, Verstappen has always gone head-to-head with every teammate and destroyed them. But I think it's showing that Hamilton and Verstappen are probably the two best drivers in F1. They're both significantly better than the teammates, faster than the teammates. Ivan, how do the cars handle in different iRacing compared to Sport? There's a lot more.
You'll need to slow down a bit if you don't want a penalty.
There's a lot more going on in terms of simulation. It's very easy to lose the back end in iRacing, very easily. So if you brake too hard, you get on the throttle too early, you take too much of a narrow line, you can lose the back end. It's
That's the fastest lap. That lap was a 148.25.
As Martin says, it is night and day. Right, Salty says 27th. Okay, 27th to beat. That's very ambitious. We may struggle there.
Well, the car doesn't feel too bad. I think it's just really heavy.
Okay.
Left-handers, it feels a bit tougher than right.
Okay. Okay, well that guy behind you he hasn't really caught you. There is a faster car coming up who's in P9. What I'll do is I'll check to the pit lane every so often and see if anyone's in there. There's no one in there at the moment that I can see.
Just surprised how many haven't pitted, because this is so easy to make mistakes around here.
Yeah, it was a very clean start actually. Ironically, it was almost clean. Wait, everyone bunched up. Let me know if the stream quality is okay as well. I hope there's no jumpiness. I think sometimes when I change camera, it kind of stutters, which is no good. So I'll try and keep it in this camera. Do let me know if it stutters in that. Martin King, pains me to say a number that high, but I'll guess 34th. Okay, 34. We can try and beat 34. I think 34 is genuinely doable.
We've got to remember everybody will pit in the next 15 laps or 15 minutes or so, and we won't have to.
Yeah, I mean ultimately it's going to come down to, are there drivers in the split who are going to cause chaos? Because if they will, then they will, cars have to pit for damage. We did have to take. That's pretty much the longest I've ever had to pit for optionals. But sorry, just all damage. LT. Yeah, I saw it on my preview.
Blue flag.
I keep a watchful eye on it. Right, I wonder if you're catching the car ahead, actually. Yes, I think you are. Rich Dengle. They're the number 1 ranked team in here, actually. So that'd be a nice thing if we can catch them. Yeah, this is how it goes in Team Endurance, Dave. It's like, obviously they're big commitments in terms of time and preparation and the race itself. And you just... Chat.
There's an incident in.
Stay left.
Rally.
Stay left.
Yellow flag. Caution.
Yes. But it's just the jeopardy of you don't know what's going to happen like at any point. It's also what absolutely makes it as well. Definitely highs and lows.
This guy behind me isn't really catching. So blue flag keeps coming out and then going away.
Does it stutter, chat, when I flick between cars or not? Because I'm wondering if that is the overlay changing and some kind of internet stutter. Let me know. So we'll just I can change the view like this and go back. I won't change the car. Salty, wish GT Sport would pick up all these tracks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in GT7 there's going to be a slew of more tracks. I'd be surprised if that many are dropped from GT Sport, actually. My opinion. Yeah, really good lap time in the low 46s already. Looking very good.
Yeah, it's the thing. The guy behind, like 1.8, I think it is. So blue flag keeps coming out and going away.
Yeah, yeah.
No point in laying him through.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on the messages if they want a message, but ultimately I think your pace is going to be good here. And it looks like the car's good as well, luckily. Yeah, the irony is, David, is that your quali was so good, you end up in that position where it's that kind of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. People really want to hang on to the front 5. So, but it is what it is. Yes, here we go. So we had a few predictions here. 27th, 34th. I'm pretty sure we just saw a full GT there off the side of the track. It's unusual to see a full GT anyway in VRS Endurance because it doesn't seem to be the best bopped car. And I'm pretty sure we'll see a few more in the barrier. We can now just do a stint and not be involved in any of the pit chaos. The car looks actually not bad.
It feels fine.
Yeah, it stutters.
It just
Okay,
feels heavy.
I got it, chat. We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it in chase. Tyson, has anything happened? Well, quite a lot. Well, so Dave qualified, did an amazing job, qualified P8 or P9.
Okay.
There was no carnage the first few corners. Then we went to the corner after the hairpin here, and basically the guy behind us braked too late, hit us quite hard, and we got rear suspension damage. So we spent about half an hour in the pits. So yes, quite a lot has happened.
I guess I can't get a penalty for blue flags.
No. They don't mean anything as far as I'm aware. I mean, they will know as well if they can't, catch you. It's just the way it is. It's a tricky corner, that one. Barry, is F1 2021 cross-platform with PS4 and PS5? I don't know. I'd be surprised if it wasn't, though. But I actually don't know. I'm sure we can find out, and I haven't looked, but I suspect it is cross-platform. And also, the PS5 version isn't like... It doesn't... For me, it doesn't blow you away, but in the cutscenes, you can notice the fabric of the clothing is really detailed and there's higher textures, but it doesn't blow you away as a PS5 game, in my opinion. I think it'd be a lot better than PS4, but no chance, Tyson. No chance for top 10. It would have to be. It would be the best race in history if we got a top 10. It'd be significant chaos. Also remember, Dave, the guy behind, he might just be happy sitting in our slip, saving fuel. So I'm sure their teammate will let us know. Can't change car. Hey, Red 78 MG, hope you're well. Flavio says, I wonder if GT would ever come to PC. I don't think so. I think GT sells PlayStations. Yeah, sorry about that stutter again. We're going to keep it in this view. Tank 10, does this race affect your iRating? It does, but I think it affects it less than sprint races.
On your right. Clear right.
I've only ever really done team endurance races, and my iRating never actually goes up that much. Right, we can just follow him now, this guy. Yes, Gary, I don't know if Momos is on any other racing games. I'd love to see Momos in F1 or something like that. I feel like we did Imola, Dave, in the Club 100 League, although I can't remember doing it.
We did in the Audi.
Okay, I don't think I did it then.
Yeah, because I took Tom Dix out.
Okay, nice. I'd love to organise a one-on-one PG Motorsport against Momos. Or Momo, however you want to pronounce it. If we can get that going, that could be huge. For the fans. Yeah, the car looks really good now. I think it was a good shout taking the optionals.
Yeah, it doesn't feel anything different from the start, to be honest.
And the car ahead of us is now only 5 laps ahead of us. So maybe they've had to pit or something, but they're clawing back positions. Martin King, did you see that Kimi Vercini submitted a clip to Devon City the week? I didn't see that, actually. When you say submitted, did he post the thing on YouTube? Nice. Gary, you can sell tickets to the pay-per-view. I think it would have to be free to air on YouTube. Free to air, no adverts. I think it would be huge. And Kimi as well, you're right, and Kimi. So what would be the dream lineup for, let's say,
Ortega is now in the lead.
let's say a 10 laps of Super. Stay with me, chat. That's not... So I feel like it glitches at that corner every time. Doesn't make any sense to me. Why do we think it's doing that, chat?
Blue flag.
Is it smooth everywhere else apart from that bit at the top of the track? Let's try and lose the relative, because the relative isn't that useful now. Let's lose that relative and see if that makes a difference. It won't. So I have a 2 PC setup for iRacing. So iRacing is running on my PC, which is a 12 gigabyte Vega 56. So it's fine for these settings, but the stream is running off my laptop, and I think it's the stream that's stuttering because my game isn't stuttering. But let's see here. I wonder if it's like if the timing is downloading something or something like that. Let's see if it stutters. Hey Poop Day Dad Gaming, hope you well. Right, where did it stutter? Does it stutter down this bit?
Yeah, you keep saying it's down here.
Okay. Okay, it's fine. It's fine this time. Ah. My game was completely smooth through all of that. Completely smooth. That's very interesting. It won't be internet because I have gigabit internet, so it won't. What could it be?
Good consistency. Keep them coming.
That means that we can change car elsewhere. That's fine. Only 3 laps behind now. Dave, the next car.
Oh, is he in the pits then?
He must be because I can't load him unless they've just retired. And there's a car 9 laps ahead of us that look in a really bad way. They may come back to us.
Well, consistently in the 46s at the moment.
That task manager. We're rolling at 93% CPU as we. So I've got CPU open as we go down that bit of the track again. Let's see. Oh, yeah, come for the racing chat, stay for the troubleshooting. We can fix this, I'm sure. I'm going to see if I get a CPU spike for anything. I'll get back to you, Red, on that in a second. Yeah, John Shaw's... It's not going to be a podium in this race. Right, here we go.
Podium.
In fact, I get a CPU spike. 10% CPU. And now it goes up to 40. So when I go down that bit, my Streamlabs stops using CPU. It's like it's going to some kind of power saving mode at that point of the track. This is really weird.
Strange.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it's an overload. Red, any advice from you guys, please? I'm having trouble judging my braking points when I'm in slipstream. Any help apart from brake earlier? It literally is brake earlier. You just kind of have to feel it out. But if you are in slip,
Also
you do
depends
brake
what
earlier.
setup you've got.
What settings you've got?
Because like me with a G29 cannot brake as late as a load of people with a load cell.
Yes. Yes, that is true. It does depend on the equipment.
That's why you might see me being very ginger on the brakes.
Yeah.
We're still keeping up with 8th.
Yeah, the pace is really good. What CPU, GPU? That's a good point. Maybe it's throttling.
Blanco is leading the race.
I don't have temp. My general CPU utilization right now, as I speak, is 76%. 70%, 76. That's over PC. 28, 28%, 28%, 28%, 28%, 90%, 100%, 97%, so it's back. Something is happening to drop my CPU, which could be thermal throttling. It is a really hot day in the UK. It's probably about 28 degrees now even. What do we think, chat? So what's causing that throttling? Ah, here's the thing.
B39, your lap time was at 146.13.
Wi-Fi. I'm going to disconnect Wi-Fi. This is not going to be fine. Okay, we're still running. An Ethernet.
Alejandro, you're lagging, just so you know.
I think I get an Ethernet spike. I think I get an Ethernet spike at that point in the track. This is what I suspect.
Looks like P5's gone off in Piratella.
Watch out, just check what's going on, David. Okay, it's all okay, heads. I think I get some sort of Ethernet spike because the timing software downloads something. Ooh, nice drift. You gonna be okay? Yeah, just stay to the right.
Grass.
Yeah, it's fine. No damage. It's a good spin. You get a BMW come
Blue
close. Yeah. And then okay, no one behind. John Shaw's just it's hot. I'm sitting in my Wi-Fi watching. If it.
Sorry.
Very nice, John. That might be the guy on the
Sorry,
radio.
David. I fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
We can use a slip. So why does my CPU cut out? Over. Now I have a CPU fan actually. I'm gonna jump out. People are pitting now.
There'll be chances here. Let's make sure we can take them. B37.
That's insanely. I have a little laptop fan that I've turned on. In fact, this is the crucial bit. I have a fan here that I use to cool me. I'm going to have to turn it around and cool the laptop.
Be honest, I've got one on me. But we are up to P39.
Whoa! Can we check that out? Yeah, it's that car. I think they may have just binned it. And I think, Dave, you're going to get a few more on this lap as well. I think you're going to overtake a couple more. We may get up to P37 here. Hey, Espen, hope you're well. Let us know how have you sold your narrowboat yet? Martin King says P38 play of the game. That may... Guys, we didn't have any stuttering there that time. No stuttering? Are we going to get any stuttering here? Let's see. Please no stutterino. No stuttering. No stuttering. I'm going to get the relative back on. There we go. Carry. Tell you what, chat. Now let me know if you see any more stuttering. Honestly, I think my PC was overheating and thermal throttling. And my laptop was overheating and thermal throttling. Ah, Esper, you sold your narrowboat. Congratulations, sir. Now, man of the land again. I feel good.
Some people have had accidents if we're up to 37th.
Yeah, so
or just quit.
I think they had accidents and they've quit. So we're now. So sit rep, there are 16 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah.
And then there are about 15 cars a lap down. And then it starts to get a bit fragmented. The next car ahead of us is 8 laps ahead of us.
Okay. How's Alan getting on?
And they're in the pits. They're in the pits, so we may overtake them. They're pretty bashed up. How's Alan doing? He's in P31, so we're only 6 places behind them.
Oh, nice.
I think they've just done their first pit stop. Yeah, they might be doing a different strat. Oh, Matt Hale's in, actually. Matt Hale's in.
All right, so they've swapped.
Yeah.
Probably
Great
can't
Martin
do
King.
an hour
Thank you
and a
so.
half.
Yeah.
Oh, it's suddenly gone dark.
Yeah, dynamic clouds. I think that should mean the temp's a bit cooler. I'm happy that we fixed that, chat. I'm happy. Now we can flick around, do all the camera stuff like this. It's not going to break it. Take that, Streamlabs. Well, that probably wasn't great to watch. Hey, JDP, hope you're well. Yeah, we're having a slight redemption run in this race. Dave is in the car. It's his first team endurance race. He is doing a really good job. Did a very good job in quali, although we did have a 30 minutes or so in the pits at the beginning of the race. So we're now trying to make up as many positions as we can. But there's still 2 hours to go. A lot of time to go. The really interesting thing, chat, if you want to know the really interesting thing that we can try and work out.
There's an incident in Tosa.
Someone's facing the wrong way. Watch out. They're going to do a bad
Yellow
region
flag.
probably. Yeah, so to the right. You're okay.
Yeah,
You're okay.
damn.
That's done. Stayed. Oh, it's Matt Hale. Matt Hale. Good. I'm just going to message him and say lol. You think that's
Have I
appropriate?
passed him, or is that him in front?
Oh, you passed him.
All right.
Do you think it's appropriate to say lol, or is that a bit too rude?
It's Matt.
Are you going to go with lol?
Yeah.
I've done it. Yeah, so the interesting thing, chat, is why did the laptop thermal throttle at that point of the track every time? Because the laptop isn't playing the game, it's just receiving a HDMI feed. Good to hear, Tank. Oh, you can on-track
Right
overtake. There you go.
Clear
That is
right.
genuinely on pace alone. Christopher Piet just could not deal with it. Okay, mate.
That was a guy in 35th.
Yeah, you got more pace, and the person in 36 is still in the pits, and also they were really fast. Their fastest lap was a 44.5, which I think is good for this split. That's like our quali lap. Yes, Philip James, on skill. That was genuinely on skill and pace alone. Red says, nice move, Dave. Textbook.
Yeah.
All right, let's check in on our sister team. Matt Hale did a 2:15 last lap. There, we'll go back and have a look actually and see what happened.
Matt Hale, the teammate of the famous Joe Holmes.
Yes, if you're wondering why we have G3 Pro in the car, bear with us, David. We'll just have a look at his instant. He ran a little bit wide. What happened there? Oh, so you know the lamp. You know there's a Lambo in the wall that you went past.
Yeah.
So Matt Hale goes wide, dips the wheel in the sand. The Lambo kind of goes for a gap that isn't there, and then ends up on the grass and spins, hits the wall behind Matt Hale. Matt Hale goes into the hairpin. Oh, and just lights it up a little bit. It's really unlucky. And then must get hit, reversing onto the track. Oh yeah, very slowly. It's a bit like Calamitous, the rejoin. But Dave, why?
Was it a Porsche that hit him?
Yes, very slowly. Maybe the one you overtook actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and he's gone a bit wide here. I don't know what's going on. But why do you tell us that? What's the story behind G3 Pro?
I believe G3 Pro is a company that Matt Hale either owns or works for, and they've sponsored the Club 100 series for quite a few years. Also ran a number of endurance teams, which now have Joe Holmes in, who has never actually lost
We
a
are
sprint
PT.
championship in Club
We are
100.
Yeah, so
Since
if you watch
2016.
Super GT on YouTube, his Club 100, I think doesn't Super GT often go up against Joe Holmes and
Previous years, yeah.
yeah. So you may have heard him talk about Joe Holmes. He was probably pound for pound between Jack O'Neill and Joe Holmes, maybe pound for pound the best driver in Club 100.
I'd say currently Joe, because he started 2016 when I did, and he hasn't lost a title in sprints since. He's never been beat. The only time he's been beat was Hicksy in the what do you call it? Super finals.
When they mixed lights and
But
heavies.
But then Joe missed a round of that, and you couldn't drop around. So
Yes, if you want to know more about the Club 100 lore, everyone, and stop me if this is not interesting, but we do have 50 people watching, so it's up to you what we want to talk about. But in terms of Club 100 lore, you have obviously Super GT is your entry point. You know about Super GT. He's been racing, I think, since BUKC, probably for over a decade now. I think he flips between lights and heavies.
Yeah.
Joe Holmes, as David says, for the last 5 years has been probably the strongest driver in Club 100, winning Sprint Championship and going up against Super GT. Steve Hicks, who actually is the person that got me into iRacing, and Steve Hicks actually kind of organised the event today in terms of the Club 100 teams. Steve Hicks is also, I don't think he does that much these days, but was the strongest driver in the grid in terms of sprints for a while.
he's always consistent, but it was only this season that he's actually won a sprint round. Before that, he's never actually won a final, which
Really?
is bizarre because he's a name that's been in Club 100 for years.
I didn't know that fact, actually.
B37.
Hey, Leapy, hope you're well. And Fat Furby, let us know how your race went on at the Nürburgring. We'll try not to take you out again, Fat Furby.
Yeah, I think Steve does a lot less now because he has to. I think he works for Land Rover, isn't it, and goes testing the cars and.
Yeah. There's some TV mixed up in there.
Right, we'll try and get past this guy at some point.
Yep.
He's a bit slow.
Watch out in case he breaks early at the chicane.
On
Just
your
let him
right.
go.
Play right.
Blue flag.
And Jack O'Neill, who's the person that I race against at the moment in Sprint 60, but Jack O'Neill does everything, doesn't he? He races Sprint 60 with me,
Yeah.
endurance and sprints.
Yeah, he does all three on a weekend. It's
Yeah.
the thing with Jack, and if he is watching, I think he'll probably agree with that. Jack, Andrew, his brother Andrew, and Owen Gemman, and all that Titan Motorsport team, until this season, don't really do a full season of something. They dip in and out, and especially with hire karts, I think they did a D-Max series once, but that's about it. So it's nice to see him do a full season.
The Titan Motorsport, obviously, like fairly slick operation. They're dominating Club 100 karting this year. Both the O'Neill brothers and Mike Phillip
Owen
here and-
Genman and Mike, yeah.
Why are they not doing some sort of open wheeler, single seater sort of stuff?
I'm really not sure. I think it's just cost. I mean, I know Joe Holmes has been looking at the Ginettas for years, but he just hasn't got the money, so at least races something to keep his name out there.
Yeah. Because wasn't it a prize a few years ago for, I think, sprints? Didn't you get a test seat in a Ginetta, actually? In fact, didn't Joe get that?
It was a prize of a super final to get a full day's testing, and then the heavy and the lightweight champion got sort of half a day in another car. I don't think it was the same Ginetta, but on a different day. So Hicksy won the overall prize, and can't remember who won the lights that year.
Yeah. The guy behind you's binned it.
Oh, he's 15th.
Yeah. You're looking good. That silver Porsche head of it is still in the pit, so we're racking those laps back up. A lot of cars looking pretty battered.
Paradise is now leading.
And your pace is good.
So probably just won't want to pit, will they? They won't want to take a risk.
He won't want to pit. Who won't want to pit, Dave?
Anybody who's like slightly damaged.
Yeah, yeah. So, but they're just going around accumulating more damage.
So I've got to get 3 laps, is it, to the next guy?
Yeah, and just as a sense check, you've got 14 and a half laps remaining. Instant. Is there anyone else in Club 100 who is notable that chat may want to know about? Let us know, chat. Do you are you aware of Club 100? Do the Super GT karting videos? Do you watch them? Is it of interest or not of interest? I don't really know because obviously it's different.
I'm not sure with the chat, but I know people who have watched videos and come from sim racing and things like that to do Club 100. One of them being Harry Melvin, who's in the heavyweights this year. He's very quick, just been really unlucky. And he used to race at a place called Next Gen with me. And then he's come to do a full season, so I'm talking him through every circuit when he goes. But it's been a tough first year, but it's a learning experience all the time.
Yeah. It's a bit of a weird year as well with all the restrictions and calendar chopping and changing.
The thing is, everybody's, oh my god, we're back full time. I want to win this type thing.
Yeah.
Rather than just enjoying it for
so
after we couldn't really do
Is Harry involved in what's going on with the heavyweight sprints at the moment?
Yeah, he races in Class 2, but he's just had a bit of bad luck. He had a good first round, and it's not quite gone so well since, but he'll be there or thereabouts when he can race. Trying to think of other drivers who you got the team Maplewood who are quite quick.
Yeah. Red says, I'm not aware, but I'll look on YouTube now. I guess Super GT kind of popularised it. Jimmy Broadbent did a few races. Well, I think I raced against Jimmy Broadbent a couple of times. And Jimmy kind of improved. So Jimmy did a practice session with Matt Hale, who's in our sister team here. I think improved quite quickly at top 100. And that was probably a really good thing for him in terms of prepping for Praga, basically.
Yeah, I would agree so. When Jimmy first did a team, I was actually down at, I think it was Lid, but he did it with Steve, Super GT.
MLT.
And I wouldn't say he was slow, but he was. Steve certainly had to take it easy in the class they were in.
Because they weren't in the top class.
They were in the lowest class there was. But how Jimmy's come on from, I mean, obviously he had the experience of sim racing, but how he's developed that onto the track is pretty amazing, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I know people like Jan Mardenborough has done it before, things like that, but he's developed very quickly.
Yeah. And I think he's looking like genuinely quite good in Britcar in that series.
Yeah, he's very professional.
It's a good series as well because Britcar has a history of kind of, you know, mixing drivers, some with more experience, some with less experience, loads of different classes. Yeah, going straight into the Praga, which is a pretty high spec race car, is very cool. Tank says only one behind next car. Yes. Almost there. One more, Dave.
Yeah, another driver was Sammy Venables. He raced for me in Clubman class when we had Clubman sprints and Premier sprints. And I went to Croft the other day, well, a few weeks ago, for the Alpha Live feed, and he was racing a BMW for the first time in the top class of Club Enduro. So he was racing against the TCR Seat of Carl Swift, who used to be a touring car driver.
Yeah, I recognise the name.
And Sammy was very quick that day.
So who are the most notable people to progress from? Because I think Alex Capadio, he does endurance level stuff, but who's progressed from Club 100 to sports car racing?
He's probably the one who's gone the furthest in terms of keeping a constant career. But we've had people who've dipped their noses in while their career's going on. Jack Aitken being one of them. Damon and Josh Hill both raced in the Winter Series for a couple of years.
Damon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Josh did it.
Yeah, Damon did a few rounds in 2008.
Ah, very cool.
I only know that because I was interested in doing the Winter Series but couldn't afford to. So
Yeah, it's not cheapest club in Hungary. I know Damon does more stuff with Daytona as well, actually.
yeah, and you get it's amazing who you meet. I know there's people who are mechanics for Aston Martin, for Mercedes. So a lot of people come in from a racing world to go on to Club 100.
The track temps increasing.
I think
Bull
Alex
ice
is the
cream.
furthest.
Celsius.
Red Bull ice cream, and it's very nice. I'm not convinced about Red Bull ice cream.
Ice cream.
Can you imagine like a Red Bull slushy, but Red Bull ice cream? You have to explain it to us, Melty. Explain yourself, please. The chat. Although it is certainly a day for
We
ice
are
cream.
now on the same lap.
Yes.
It's just behind me. Just behind me on track.
The attrition rate has been...
Thank you.
Quite low, really.
Oh, where's Tyrone Alberts?
He's behind me on track.
Ah, got it. So we're just battle for position.
Just under a lap. Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll
It's
find
white.
out in a
It's
minute.
it's white on my screen. I wonder if we've overtaken him.
Albert's
I wonder if
behind
I
is
overtook
increasing.
him
It's
and he
now
was in the pit lane or
13
something.
seconds.
We'll find out in a minute.
You have more information than us. Can you confirm? Are we now in an on-track battle for the glory of P36 with Tyrone Alberts? Tyrone Alberts, who is a new driver, so I don't have any info on him. Old Tyrone. But the gap at the moment is about 14 seconds. Here we go, some on-track. That's the great thing about racing just generally. There's always someone to race with. All race.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about
Oh,
you,
Oh,
mate.
watch
got a
out, watch
yellow.
out, watch out. Yeah, he's got no front to his car. Melty,
That's that McLaren.
is it?
It's a McLaren, yeah.
It's like vanilla ice cream with Red Bull sauce. Oh, it's like the sauce. Okay, so it's not really a sauce, is it? What do you call?
Might as well just pour a can over it.
But you don't. It's not a sauce. It's a drizzle. I disagree with using the word sauce. Chat, help me out
Last
here.
lap was a
P36.
147.32.
Nice, good stuff. So that means, yeah, we are in an on-track battle with Tyrone Alberts behind us.
So what we need to do is pull away from him for our pit stop, really.
Yes. And how do you want to do it, Dave? Because, if you want, you can go for another half an hour, or 45 minutes. Sorry, and I do last 45. That's fine. It's completely up to
Whichever
you.
you want to do.
Let me just check about the fair use rule. So I think at the moment it's saying I only need to do 8 laps. So if you're happy because you lost a stint, why don't you pit? Why don't we do this? Why don't you pit, stay on the same tyres,
Yeah.
and do another 45, and that will take us to just shy of the hour mark, or just past the hour mark, I think. I'm getting it right. Or maybe, and I'll go in and do the last 45 or hour, whatever.
I was going to say, how many laps would half an hour be?
Well, there's 10 laps to go. It's about a 140 lap.
So I'm just wondering if we short fuel the car, send me out for half an hour, then you go out for the last hour.
Yeah.
Will you be able to make it on one stop? Not straight through?
An
hour on fuel or not?
I think if I could do like 58, it would be better.
Yeah.
Is that close? Yeah.
I'm just thinking if we fuel the car up, it's just going to be so heavy. Or we can fuel it up on mine and then short fuel it on yours.
Sector 3 is 0.8 off the pace.
Yeah, I think let's do that. So you've got 10 laps to go. Let's see when we get down to like 3 or so and work out where we are. See if we can work out any short fueling.
Yeah.
Well, I think that seems fine.
I mean, obviously, you'd still be tanking it up, but
Yeah.
at least it would mean you had less time in pits.
Yeah. Oh, there's that McLaren. Can you see?
Yeah.
Fiery one. What's he doing down here?
He's down in 13th.
Red like a raspberry
36.
ripple. I didn't think it was called a sauce, but I might be wrong. I thought it was a bit. It can't be a drizzle. Drizzle's too specific. I don't really have ice cream, so I'm not really an expert on it. Yeah, I believe this is a McLaren that started quite high up. So the fact you're catching him now shows that McLaren might be quite difficult to drive.
Yeah, he's having issues on brakes by the looks of it. It's just really slow.
Yeah, they started P4, mate. They started P4.
Oh.
I'm trying to get a camera for the everyone. Bear with us. Okay.
If I get any closer, he's going to burn in front of my car up. But
Yeah. Possibly think about ascend here if you think he's early on the brakes.
yeah, I was thinking that.
The gap to Albert behind is now 19
Oh, he's late on
seconds.
brakes.
Yeah, he's gone too deep though. I reckon lap 1 maybe. Sorry, turn 1. You're looking a lot stronger than him. I don't know why he's gone off the ball here. Good luck.
Yeah, he's seen us.
Car right. Clear right.
Yeah, you wait. Yeah, he's massively backed out.
On your
Whoa,
right. Clear right.
came back.
Yeah, I think it's because I pulled up a little bit just to make sure I'd stop.
Yeah, I think you're dropping very easy now. Yeah, let's not talk about butter ice cream. Butter, I can't think of much worse than butter ice cream. If you can, let me know in the chat. I think that's that car. Yeah, that's Richard Engel ahead, Dave. That's the car that we've been following all this time.
So we're 8 laps behind.
Yeah, and we're obviously still 8 laps behind. But we're P36 now. Out of 41 cars. Let me just check the pit lane. Any activity? No activity in the pits. Not yet. I'm glad. I think we fixed the stuttering chat. So it looked like it was thermal throttling. This I get asked a lot about what PC shall I get to run iRacing, etc. And I have, I think, my stuff in the description. I've made videos on like the PC, good PCs for iRacing. And a lot of people ask about getting a laptop for convenience and stuff like that. You have to remember that a laptop is a complete compromise between performance and thermal efficiency, and a desktop is much less on thermal efficiency. So on a desktop, when you make your own PC, you will buy a dedicated CPU cooler, either a fan or liquid cooling, that literally just sits on top of the CPU as a fan and draws out hot air. If you think how thin a laptop is, like an Ultrabook or something, you don't have that kind of cooling available. You have copper pipes and heat sinks and whatnot. Same with the graphics card, and you have fans in your case and everything. So
Lap time was 146.
and the whole all the
flag.
equipment can run at a higher wattage. So there are definitely big compromises when it comes to using a laptop for gaming and streaming. And it is one of the things on my list to upgrade this old laptop to have a streaming PC that will just be butter smooth and hopefully 4K. Yeah, just something to be wary of. If you see a good deal on a laptop and it's got a mobile 3060 and actually worry about temps. Unless you live in, I don't know, the Arctic Circle. Bill James,
Going on that subject,
yeah,
actually, I would say, because I mean, I only brought this in February, and I'm on a budget for this, for like iRacing.
Yeah.
But I decided it's much better to go for something I knew would do the job for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Than to mess around buying a cheap one and buying all the bits, because you're just going to spend the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And I'm not that technical on computers anyway, so.
Did you go laptop or desktop?
Desktop.
Yeah. Bill Jones has just said
exactly the one aim was. Anwar has.
Bill Jones said my laptop just shut down. So yeah, that could happen, you know, with thermal issues. Leafy's RTX 2060 working brilliantly. Yeah, if you can get a desktop RTX, I would love to have one of those, but they're very hard to get.
Go ahead.
Fish taste ice cream. Get out of here, Super Beak, with your fish taste ice cream. That has a horrible taste image. Fish. You say, yeah, fish.
I've heard of fish food ice cream, but that was Ben & Jerry's.
Your lap time was 146.68.
I stand corrected. Slim Aid 7. I found your video on PC to run iRacing for reviews. Thanks, Slim Aid. Yeah, it was a fun video to make. It was a fun video to make. It is a question I get asked a lot, and I like answering it. Martin King, 1660 Ti mobile in mine was under 1K, does what it needs. Yeah, I think for most stuff it's great. And also, if you are going to get a laptop, I would recommend getting a dedicated GPU in there rather than integrated graphics, because if you want to do any form of video editing or gaming, you want to have a dedicated GPU. But if you know, I'm trying to stream iRacing. It's ultra wide here with overlays in 1440p at 60 FPS on YouTube. That is quite demanding, and encode all the footage and everything. And for that, I think I'm lucky my laptop can still do it, because my laptop is a 1060. I did see a beef. I did ask for it. I agree. I did ask for it. Right. So, Dave, we are 6 laps away from pitting, really 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that will take you to the 1 hour 30 mark. So I would say we fuel you.
Yeah.
And then we run to about 55 minutes off the clock or something.
That's a 1.
Watch out, I'm gonna take a look. I think it's all okay now. If it was a Lambo went slow or something. Ah, Barry.
We're closing in on Mr. Eagle.
Yeah.
Engel.
It's the longest battle in history.
Yeah.
Barry's TLCM should be in my hands Wednesday with F1 on Tuesday. Very nice. TLCMs I haven't used them, but I also have the T3PA Pros. And I know David Perel speaks highly of the TLCM, so I think that'd be a very good pedal set. For anyone in the Thrustmaster ecosystem. And for all the kind of praise we give to Fanatec, and obviously I use Fanatec equipment, ultimately Fanatec can't produce something at the price range Thrustmaster can with a T150. So it's very easy to be wowed by stuff at the top end, but ultimately we're all spending our own money. You know, we all need to be careful about making that kind of judgment. I think there is still a space for Thrustmaster at the entry level, which is where we all start ultimately. My 2 cents. Yeah, they're fighting ahead. Oh, thanks everyone. 50 likes. Thank you so much. That's very good for a Sunday evening stream. Really hope you're enjoying it. Let's ride aboard with Mr. Engels. Yeah, it could be quite a tasty little battle actually. Catch up.
12th and 33rd.
And
20 cover the spy.
And 36.
Yeah.
I think the context is the Lambo in P12 is 3 seconds behind P11 up the road, so it's in a genuine battle for approaching top 10.
Can't remember what the predictions were for our position.
I think someone came in 36, someone came in 27. And we're 36 at the moment.
You're 2/10
Well, I
off the
don't
pace
think
in sector 1.
Tyrone
Sector 2
is going to be
0.7
up with
off the
us because he
pace.
keeps
Sector
letting
3
people
is
pass.
0.43 off the pace. Your lap times are pretty consistent.
I wonder, Dave, if the car ahead of us has binned it and quit. Because I cannot see them on the track. They're 4 laps ahead of us. So it could be another position there.
Yeah.
And Matt Hale is going strong. Oh no, he isn't. Matt Hale is something's not right with that car. Matt Hale hasn't done a lap time in the 149s for 10 laps. He's in the 150s.
I think the problem is the driver.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, so I don't know if you can see this
That's
chat.
not good.
Matt Hale is our teammate. Can you imagine the pain? I don't know if you can see these lap times here. Can you imagine the pain of driving around 7 seconds slower than you can?
There's an incident in Ravazza 1. We think it might be Jackson.
Okay, can't see anything. In fact, you're going to catch Matt Hale. He's about, I reckon, 10 seconds up the road.
Where is he on circuit? Is he just crossing the line?
He's approaching pit entry.
Oh, right.
Hang on, is that? Yeah, he's approaching pit entry, yes. And I reckon you're probably doing 46, 47. So 46, whoa, low 46s.
46-1.
Yeah, so you're, 5-6 seconds lap. Okay.
But just to add on to you, we have one viewer on my stream.
Oh, nice. I didn't know you were double streaming, Dave. I put a link.
I just put it on. I haven't sort of put any.
Well,
it's just so it's on there.
I put a link to your channel in the description so people can go and check you out. Because you do commentate on the Club 100 League with Super GT and myself, etc. And Oswald, Nathan.
Hope you're joining us next time.
That's the plan. I am enjoying the break though, because we did do it pretty solidly for feels like a year.
It's nice to have my. Well, it was October till whenever the last round was.
Let me catch up on the chat. Gary Laster, my laptop is a 1-core i3. 61000U. Yeah, that's on all CPU. If you want chat while we're here, if you have a PC and you want, let's actually see Dave try and catch up with this guy. If you want to see whether your PC can run iRacing or something, do let us know your specs in the chat and we can talk about it. And we can let you know what settings you could run iRacing at. You can probably see the sister car just ahead, that Ferrari.
I might run out of fuel before catching him.
Yeah, you got 2 more laps to go. I think we have to try and overtake him. It would be rude not to. Thanks, Espen. Hope you enjoy your dinner. Hope you're enjoying the weather as well. Matt Hill's going in. Matt.
Whoever repairs the damage.
Yeah, there's a BMW in the car heavily damaged as well. Yeah, Loopy knows a thing or two about it. Loopy's been very smart in upgrading his setup. Starting, I believe, on Logitech, moving to Fanatec, upgrading the rims, upgrading the PC, upgrading the microphone equipment. Loopy's a really good person to speak to that sort of stuff.
You want to set the stop up. Just make sure I've got everything.
So I'm going to untick your tyres because it's going to be a shorter stint, and the temps are. Well, it's your call actually. How do you feel?
Feels fine.
Okay, let's. I think it will be okay. And fuel is going to be in max, because then I think we'll get auto fuel to the end when we do the last stop. So that will be fine. Or hopefully we get auto fuel to the end.
Well, you'll need pretty much a fuel tank anyway, won't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So we'll just fuel it to it.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to getting. I think it's going to be exciting. See if I can, have similar pace to yesterday.
So if it's all set up,
yep,
I'm going to come in this lap because these two are holding me up.
100% do it then. 100%. You're all set up to come in, and we'll see what the tyres are. If your tyres are below mid 70s, I will change them.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Activate limiter.
Sorry, needs to upgrade your graphics card. Yeah, I mean, what? Are you tempted to go AMD? I don't know actually.
Where's Matt?
Oh, so Matt's taking the damage repairs. Hey, Ozum, hope you're well.
There he is.
Is it more early morning? Oh, mate, your front right is 62%. I'm gonna change your tyres for you.
Okay.
And maybe I can go to the end. We'll see.
I'd rather take them than not.
Yeah, so they're ticked now. So you should.
We've got 3.3 in optional repairs, so I'll take that anyway.
Yeah. Your front right was actually 60%. So.
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at it now.
Yeah, better take them. Should we ask Matt what happened? Because that looked like more damage.
Yeah, I was going to say. Oh, he's just gone back out.
Okay. Actually, maybe that was a regular stop. Maybe it's just a long stop with the tyres of fuel and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, just doing with the tyres.
Cool. Cool stuff. I think we might claim 36 on this lap as well. And I think 35 is also up for grabs because I think they've binned it and quit. And then the next car ahead of us is 6 laps up the road. They're a Porsche doing 152s and they've just almost gone off the track at the head.
Well, we've just lost the position to Tyrone again.
Ah, yes.
So obviously we'll get him back.
Yes.
Because we've probably both got a stop to go.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right.
There's a car approaching. Watch your mirrors. Stay behind the white line.
Yeah, so it's looking like another half an hour in the car for you. That takes the hour. We'll do another lap
Blue
and
flag.
then should be okay. Really tidy stint. I think there was just one half spin.
Yeah.
That was it.
That spin at the top of a hill.
Yeah, it's really. I think with the grass, wasn't it? It's really
Yeah.
easy to do. It's good to use all the track. It's actually, in a way, it's good to do that spin and know that you're using all the track. So yours about that. Eliminated from Toyota Nation. Is that the GR one? I don't know too much about the competition. Do let us know.
There's an incident in Piratella.
Checking what's going on up ahead. Looks all fine. Oh, there's a slow Ferrari, but he's on the track now. Cyrus already used AMD. Team Red. I like it. The Cameron iRacing, but it looks like it's being run on the PS2. What AMD card is that? Because as you know, I have a Vega 56. I bought the Vega 56, but like, honestly, I think I got it for £100 as a stopgap. I was actually going to use it in an external enclosure. This is before I started streaming. But I can run iRacing on my Vega 56. I absolutely love it. The irony is, it's my laptop that ostensibly has a 1060 GTX, albeit Max Q mobile version that is suffering. The Vega 56 just keeps on trucking. Red 78MG just subscribed to Dave's channel.
Yay.
Although you spelt it Date's channel, so I don't know if that's another
Wow.
more stuff you do.
That's
on the
another thing altogether.
Yeah. We got it, Rose. We got it.
Alright, you'll see he's 2 ahead.
I have a feeling you're going to catch the Ferrari ahead. He looks very slow. So it's a new...
Right, we're P36.
Yeah, it's a new driver ahead, so I don't have too much info on it. And Matt Hale's team are in 28th. They've gained quite a few positions. And Alan Curtis is back in. It's a really... I don't know what happened with the damage, but Alan Curtis had a fast lap of 46.2. Matt Hale came in. There was a 2-minute lap where they got damage and is lapping in the 50s. And we know Matt Hale's much faster than that. So I think they're running with about 5 seconds of damage, which is really good stuff to drive around that.
All right.
Nice stuff. Watch out for the BMW behind. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah.
The car in front is Albert's.
Alberts is ahead.
Blue flag.
I don't know where he is. He's at large somewhere.
As long as we're still on the same lap as him.
Yep. And the car in 34th has just gone into the pits. 32nd is in the pits. Looks like they have damage. 31st I can't load.
Blue flag.
Looks
Your
like
last lap time was
they may
at
be towing or something.
146.77.
And then there's Matt Hale in 28th. We're only 8 places behind Matt Hale's team. Hey Sean. Hey JB. Thanks JB. Let us know how the GT Sport is going on your end. The car ahead of you has big front damage, by the way. They have no engine cover, so they will be down on the straights. Hope everyone as well. How are we getting? So I'm driving with Dave Whitehouse, who's new to Team Endurance, and he did a blistering quali lap, qualified in P9. But unfortunately, at this point of the track on the lap one, the car behind us braked too late, hit us, and we had half an hour's of repair, so it was unfortunate. But we talked about the F1 and we came back out. Dave's been blitzing it. You can see here he's basically just been... I don't think Dave's been overtaken, actually. He's just overtaking everyone ahead of him. And he's going to run now for another half an hour and then I'm going to jump in and do the last out. This guy ahead has been quite stubborn. Fair play.
In 7.
He is technically in P7, yeah. But you do 100% have to pace them. That's the short story, the history of the race there. a good race to bin it because we had a huge talking point with the F1, so we actually couldn't keep up with the chat. We're glad to have you all on board with us.
Car left.
Right, it's an interesting moment now.
Car rejoining in front.
Hold your line. Still there.
Still there, hold your line.
Hold your line. Clear left.
Clear.
Yeah, follow the BMW 3.
Right side.
Yeah, nice, nice, nice.
Hold your line. Clear right.
When in doubt, follow the BMW. That's what I do on motorway traffic.
Blue flag.
JB, GC Sport has been rough. Got taken out twice the other night, but all part of the fun, yes. That is why we race. Sometimes we get taken out, sometimes we get the glory. The ups and the downs.
It's like on iRacing.
Mm.
I could say that 90% of my penalties or points have been due to other people
Incident in
missing their
Aquaman
breaking point.
Rally. It looks like it's
Yeah.
Angle.
Oh, Engel spun it. We're racing Engel, weren't we? Nothing ahead now, though. It's all good. Yeah, the car ahead of you is P8. In fact, that might have been an...
Slow car on the left. Go
Watch
right.
out, stay right, stay right, stay right. Very nice. Now, I think, Dave, I think that car is... And I know this is going to sound a bit... I'm not being sarcastic. But they're only 6 laps ahead of us. They're in P34.
That's all right. We've passed a few people who are 8 laps ahead.
Yeah. That is good news for us. Sure, nothing happened in F1 today. Oh, we talked. It got a bit heated in the chat, actually. It got very heated. It was good to have the debate. I'm not sure we really want to reopen it, otherwise it might just cause World War 3. Red, I hate Monza. Got my first win there today. Yeah, I didn't do any daily race B this week, which is weird because Monza's my favourite track. And I think last time I had a top 50 time at Monza with this combo, but obviously I
Just done a 147.00.
obviously I did race C a lot this week, and I made a lot of videos this week. I really went hard on the video front, which is enjoyable. Possibly the most videos I've ever done of a high quality this week ever. It got heated in Ollie's Discord as well. Yeah, I can imagine. But that's part of why we enjoy Formula 1. It's passion.
Everyone agreed it'd be boring.
Yeah. The penalty would come out quicker as well. Right. 22 minutes to go in this session. And... Ah!
The track temperature's rising. It's now 33 Celsius.
Irene. Yeah, that BMW I've mentioned a few times in the pits is in a really bad way. Just they turned the engine off. We lost we were very unlucky with the damage, David.
You've got to slow down and give up that time.
Really unlucky.
We need to slow down and give back some time.
Does it kind of make you want to go for the next one to kind of get through the first lap? Yeah, that's the thing about when these things happen. It's always about, okay, well, I'll make it. Well, that's probably what, it's probably a bad tendency. If you're like a gambler or something, you think, oh, next spin of the roulette table, I'll get it. How I feel in racing. What's this white car doing? AMG.
I think he's in 23rd. He's trying to be lapped, but the guy, his rival is only 5 seconds down the road.
Okay.
So I don't think he really wants to let us through. Oh, there we go.
Maybe follow him through. Let's see.
Is he going to let me as well?
No, actually, no. Well, yes. No, he isn't.
He is.
On your right.
Stay
Stay
wide.
right.
Stay wide. Very nice. Very nicely done. Very nicely done.
I wasn't sure if he was then or not.
Yeah, but you were dominant. You forced. You said this is my line, and so good stuff.
And for anybody who says Max wasn't at fault, look at that. Anyway.
It's starting again. JB, I think Hamilton was a bit strong, but I'm not his biggest fan, probably biased. Red MG saying 50-50. Red MG saying I prefer touring cars over F1. Unfortunately, I think the touring car audience is dwindling.
My problem with touring cars is it's not... You can't look at the car and go, I'd buy that in a car showroom anymore.
Well, how if the manufacturer just aren't, if the factory teams just aren't interested, then
Yeah.
what can you? It's same with WRC,
if
isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. WRC, most of the cars are pretty much the same these days.
I don't understand how you fix that if the market, unless you have like EV touring racing, and you have new EV manufacturers wanting to show that they've got the fastest cars. But maybe
I mean,
that
it's like the Volvo and the Subaru. They brought out cars which were just like, really, you're going to race that? We need a bit more of that.
I reckon take a tight line here. Have him. Yeah, very nice.
Clear right.
Very nice. Very, very nice. That's twice you have taken that McLaren.
Oh, it's Mr. Engel.
Salty loves touring cars. Sean watches Aussie V8s. JB.
The next car up the road is 5 seconds, and that's 6th place. And the guy in front's 7.
Yeah, honestly, I think we could have won this race, actually. But we can always go again. That's the beauty of it. Your pace is much better than your iRacing, which is a good thing.
Hey Curtis, next time, why don't you wait to come on track until somebody passes?
Nice.
Clear right.
I'll let him know.
Not sure.
I'll let him know. Thanks.
Not sure why he did it there. Though.
He might want to follow you through to P6. To be honest, mate. It's crazy how this race is working, isn't it?
Yeah.
Salty likes the Masters touring cars, and Red saying that racing and touring cars are so much closer and interesting. Yeah.
Very anti-alter.
Yes, but they fake that with things like
Ballasts.
weight penalties. Yeah.
But that aside, ultimately you can't say if on a Sunday you turn on the touring cars at a classic British circuit, you pretty much know you're going to get some no-style action.
Oh yeah.
That is, I think, is the USP of touring cars.
I mean, that's the difference. I think the problem is people watch things like touring cars and F2 and then go, "That's how F1 should be," and it's like, no, it's a different. It's almost a different sport. Unless you're going to make single-make Formula 1 cars, which goes against what Formula 1's about, you're going to get different things.
Yeah, although with the regulations, they can try and force it closer to it.
You've just done a 146.
Yeah, they can spec certain cars. So Iris misses the Grand Am Rolex series. Dave, you were very, very close to the grass on the right side, just letting you know.
Yeah. Grand Am, Christ.
You know what Grand Am is, actually?
Yeah, it's like American sports cars, but they're huge things. They used to be like the Daytona prototypes years ago.
Baz coming in with what could be a hot take, saying DTM is better than BTCC. DTM's going through a weird phase at the moment.
DTM's going through a phase where it's not a touring car.
Yeah.
Literally, the car we are driving now races in DTM.
And even, I would say back in the day, when was DTM better than either British touring cars or world touring cars? What era would you say?
2000, when touring cars were having issues.
Yeah.
When BTCC were having issues, the touring cars, the DTM had just started back up and it was really good.
Was that when
Schneider?
Mylander was in there?
Yeah, Mylander, Aleo.
Okay, maybe that was kind of golden era, but
yeah,
I say BCCC, and also when World Touring Cars was better at their peak, they were.
Car right.
I mean, British touring cars,
Right.
even in like the mid 2000s, there was some superb racing.
Okay, that's 6th and 7th passed in the last lap.
And there's a lot of cars in the pits, by the way. A lot of cars.
And we're in 36th. Work that one out.
That's racing. But we're on the same lap now as...
That was a 147.45.
Right, so Tyrone is doing 149s and 150s. He's just going into the hairpin. So he's not massively... If I could probably get his gap for you. He's 23 seconds ahead, and I think you're taking at least 2 seconds a lap out of him. So I think we can genuinely go for 35th. Watch out for the guy behind. Oh, yeah, he's suddenly found a bit more pace, Carol, hasn't he?
On your left.
Yeah, he's the one who let me through.
I would let him have this.
Hold your line. Clear left.
He's the one who let me through that hairpin last lap.
Well, now maybe, like I said, maybe he wanted to follow you through 6. Weird, but. Lim A says gearbox karting. Now I've never done gear. Oh, he's had a big slide there. If you've ever driven a 125 TM powered kart, you will know. Do you mean TKM?
I have never driven a gearbox kart, but I have marshalled for the superkarts before at Donington. And the ruling is don't go out on track.
Because they're very...
You'll lose your ankles.
Yeah.
They were nuts. Is the only way I can put it.
In a way, it must be one of the most dangerous categories of karting because they're so... Or motorsport, because they're so fast, but you don't have any crash structure.
Yeah.
And they're open wheels, so you get all the... you know, when the wheels touch, you end up upside down. Big stones for that category. So obviously watched the classic race the other day that was Mustangs versus Mini Coopers. Very nice. Love a bit of that. Kind of different characteristics. If it works on the track. Right.
Well, I do remember filming an event for, I think it was a Welsh kart race club or something at Silverstone, and they had a grid where there's a Porsche on pole, a Mini Cooper second, a VW Golf third. It was such a mix of cars. I mean, I don't know how they did the ballast system, but it was crazy. It's more like a track day.
Sky has very wide lines all the time. I think their car must be pretty much immaculate. Update.
Well, go on.
Update on the gap is 21 seconds. So I think you did take 2 seconds out of him. What's that? That's
yeah, how's Matt and Alan going on?
Look, they are in 29th. And Alan is... They just did a 2-minute lap.
Okay.
And Alan's in 149. So I think that car is pretty difficult to drive. I think they're doing a really good job with that car.
There's an incident in, very anti-alta. Yellow flag. Keep your
Watch
wits
out.
about you, mate.
Stay left. That was a really stupid rejoin by him. Good job there. He's in a difficult position though. He's still stationary.
I was going to say, how do you get out of that one?
No, I think to be fair, everyone did quite well there to avoid an accident.
You probably just got to reverse back, haven't you?
Yeah.
From that one.
Right. 200 go over the line. 19.8 seconds to Tyrone. So you're really eating him up, actually. Cars ahead of you battling. Oh, someone's hit the wall ahead of you.
Tamburello.
No one we're interested in, but...
Well, you never know. Depends how much damage you've done.
I think it was just a graze. It was just a graze. Checking if anyone's still... possibly...
Slow down. You got a penalty for cutting the course.
You know, I was talking about a BMW in the pits. I
You'll need
think...
to slow down to give back
I
the
think
time
they may have
gained.
quit. They may have
Okay.
quit. There are some really, really battered cars here. Like
Well,
significantly
I'm not sure
battered.
the car behind has quit. Because he's only 9 laps ahead behind. It doesn't feel like it's been 9 laps since we got 36th.
Okay, I'm looking at P34. They're 4 laps ahead of us.
Okay.
I can't see them, so I think they've quit. And obviously we have Tyrone, who is 19 seconds ahead of us, just at a 49.5. In a way, this is a good thing about the 12-hour race and 24s, is that this kind of damages. I binned it at the beginning of a Nürburgring 24s, and we finished 8th, I think.
They're slower than us into Tamburello.
I would like to try and do a 24 12 hour at some point.
I think in Club 100 we should definitely do one. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think we could have either 2 teams or have quite a big team or something like that. I think it would be great. I mean,
how many do you normally use? 4?
Well, I've always done it in 4, but that is quite aggressive.
Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.6
So
off the pace.
I've done a karting 24 and an iRacing 24 with 4, and I feel like you couldn't do any less than that. I wouldn't have any issue with having more drivers, put it like that.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a problem for me. But I think it's Spa next weekend.
The next weekend.
Yeah. And it's always the case.
In the GT3.
I believe so. Yeah. It's always the case that if you have a few people who can anchor and who are like, yeah, I'm pretty much available, I can do whatever stints.
Yeah.
Then you can get a team together. So maybe chat.
But at the moment, I would have Saturday afternoon free, and obviously going into Saturday night. Sundays, I don't know yet
Because of work.
I might be at WMKC yet.
Yeah.
Wilton Mill, but I haven't heard anything yet.
If we wanted to do it, I think we would be able to put together a big team. We'd have a big Discord chat. Let us know, chat. Would you like to see that? Would you like to see the Spa 24 hours? You would work it out. Gary, F1 needs to get rid of the BS aero doodads. Canard's aero-shaped suspension, multiplane wings. It will slow the cars. Have huge amounts of R&D by going to round tubeless. Yeah, that's the age-old question about.
He's slower than us into Ravazza 1.
When the regs allow a lot of aero work, it sucks resource, and B, it makes overtaking more difficult.
But I think if you on that point, with overtaking, the drivers and the teams all want to be big built cars that are quicker than F2 cars and everything like that.
We think it might
but
be
actually, it's better just to have unstable cars that drivers have to work to control and less downforce.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw it today with Vettel's spin. You know, it's good to see those kind of spins. It's good to see that the cars are difficult, and if you apply too much throttle, then you'll spin it. I mean, these are the best drivers in the world. It should be a challenge. And I don't think you'll have any drivers really complain about the cars being too difficult to drive. I think they will see that as a challenge. But we'll see with the new car and the new regs next year.
Apparently, I'm 12 seconds behind the next guy.
Okay. Oh, that must be Tyrone. Yeah, correct. You're 11 seconds. You were really, really eating into him.
Oh, bloody cut penalty.
All right, Red says a watch.
If you don't want a penalty.
There's a viewer lined up. Hopefully, Red.
There's an incident in. Very anti.
Watch out here. So I will stick to the right.
Caution.
You'll have visibility now, so it's okay. They mainly love this cam. Ah, nice. People like different cams. Some people like. We can go through the cams here. This cam, reverse. We can be in the cockpit. Check out our battered suspension. Let me know, chat. Now we've fixed out the overheating. Fixed the overheating. I'd love if there was more of a variable one that changes.
P35.
Okay, it's just said P35.
Yeah, I think that's because we've probably overtaken that car that is quit. Now,
Yeah.
what I would say is you're 10 seconds behind Tyrone, or now it's gone down to 9. He might have binned it. Tyrone. I would say, and you're 6 minutes to the hour. Why don't you see if you can overtake Tyrone?
Yeah.
And then we'll swap, because I reckon that'll be about the hour. And just check on my mandatory laps. I think I need to do 9, so we're gonna be absolutely fine for mandatory laps.
Yeah, even at 2 minutes of lap, you only got to have 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine on that.
25 start, can you let us maybe buy?
Now 8.1.
Yeah,
So
we're
we can
Pretty slow into
reach for the 14 car.
We'll get visuals now, but it's pretty soon, I reckon. I don't think you've been passed by anyone, David, really.
A couple of laps of lane past and the spin.
Oh, yeah. Pace is good. Probably I'll go out and bid it now.
But then Carroll Davis is still in front of us and he's in 6th.
Right, as we get close to the hour mark, I wouldn't be surprised if we see people trying to do the 2-stop.
I agree with that.
Come into the pits. Anyone pitting around now is on kind of a weird strategy because I don't think they'll be able to go to the end on that tank. 5 seconds to Tyrone. 5 seconds to Tyrone. The Tyrone is in big trouble actually. We're going to
and a 45.9.
We're going to ride a Tyrone. He's just been absolutely sent by a Lambo. It's turn ones. That was a huge send. And I don't know if you can see the bright yellow Manthe Porsche ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the next car ahead of him is Tyrone. BMW's taking a very keen interest in his rear bumper. You probably got front row seats for this. Yes, you have, yes.
On your left.
Nice done.
Hold your line.
Yeah, you love taking around the outside to it.
Blue flag.
Still there. Clear
Yeah,
left.
you're completely clear.
Yeah, 2 cars between me and Mr. Tyrone.
Yeah.
Oops.
Genuine on-track battle here, everyone. 2.7 seconds.
You've waited 2 hours and you're now going to have it. And no disrespect to Tyrone, I think it's going to be quite simple.
Well,
The gap to Albert.
Yeah, I've said it now.
You've set yourself up now. Sorry, it's just don't do what Ollie did yesterday and actually put less than the full tank of fuel in. Oh no. Yeah, this was this. All right, Tyrone's pulled over. To be fair to Tyrone, I think he's been quite cautious. I can tell you old school Gary. We can tell by wanting old school NASCAR. Oh, he's oh nice.
Right. Clear right.
Right, target
There we go.
engaged. Oh, significant top end difference here. Tyrone's going to defend. No.
On your right. Clear right. Right side. Clear right.
Yeah, just classic outbraked him. Nice. Very nice. Absolute text. There we go. On track
Blanco is
overtake
leading
for
the race.
Dave. We are up to P35. No, P34. That'll be P34, won't it?
Yeah.
And the next car ahead is 6 laps up the road. So again, if there's any damage, then we just check the pit lane. Nothing. Right. So it's. I think you have probably 2 or 3 more laps, Dave.
Right.
There's over an hour to go at the moment. Yes,
The gap
Red
to
likes it.
Albert
Very
behind
nice.
is increasing.
And
It's now
Matt.
1.8.
Or Alan, whoever's in it.
Bear with me. They're moving on up, I think. They're in 26 now. I think they're in 28. Alan just did a 2:03. Oh, they just did a
Yes.
They did a 4-minute lap. I tell you, this race is pretty attritional. There is a
They're in
lot of
the pits.
damage. No, they're not in the pits anymore, but they're
It
definitely.
must have been for 4 minutes.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and that probably would be taking optional or something there. Someone's Wernhart's put in the chat, Dave. What do you think of Engel? Not the right place for training, my opinion.
Engel in this race.
Yeah, I think you've passed Engel a few times.
You've got to start somewhere, haven't you?
Yeah, bit harsh by Wernhart there.
P34. You've just done
Yeah.
146.
It's not like we're in the top split.
Nope. P34, and I believe there is a car that's in the pits. Tremblay is in the pits, and I believe they've been there for some time. I believe they've been there for some time. Yeah, so let's do. Oh, is it this lap? I think you can box this lap if you want, Dave.
Yeah, if you want to.
59 minutes on the clock. How do the tyres feel?
Not a problem, really.
What do we do then? Because we're in a battle with them.
Depends if you want fresh tyres to go to the end, because I don't know what they'll be like after an hour. Well, I do actually, because they're on now, but...
I think I'm going to change them. I'm going to change them, and then I'll be completely fresh and can just attack.
Yeah.
And the fuel. Oh, we need to work this. The fuel's going to be a full tank, isn't it? Yeah, full tank.
Yeah, we just want to go to full tank.
Yeah, so we've got full tank. Okay, then what's this lap?
Okay. What do I do? Just press escape when I park up?
In fact, don't do anything. Just sit there and I'll remove you from the car.
Sounds like you're going to throw me out of it.
Like a true Le Mans style.
Watch your speed. Engage limiter.
Yeah, very, very tidy stint. Your pace is is much better than the iRacing, so...
Yeah, we got
unlucky.
to 45.9 as my best.
Okay. I think that's very good for this bit. I see a lot of people in the 46s. It's quite hot out. I think it's 92 degrees. Which is hot for 10 a.m.
Ooh.
You okay?
Yeah, I just missed
Careful,
the
careful, yeah. Not reverse too much.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
1.6 optional, so...
Okay, we'll take it. Alright, nicely done. Session best on. So you'll have to spot for me now. Let me know
Yeah,
people
do I
around
just
me.
click start spotting? Or
Yeah,
do I just...
You can do, but just you can change to whatever angle you want. Okay, I've got to be ready to...
Okay, currently...
Let's get some claps out in the chat for Dave. That's Dave's first ever team endurance race. If you're watching and you've never done iRacing before, that could be your first stint. And a lot happened. But I thought it was an absolutely superb stint by Dave there.
Yeah, there's a team called Blue by You. They're 1 lap ahead.
Oh, okay. Blue by You 1 lap. Is that not Tyrone's team?
Oh, it might be actually, yeah. What should we go for? Chase.
Pit exit is clear.
There's nobody behind you.
Cool. Oh, the steering's a bit weird, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it's much easier to turn to the left than the right. It's much easier to
I
turn left
found
than
it
the right.
heavy on the left.
For me, it wants to turn left.
Yeah, but you've got a far more sensitive wheel
Okay.
than me, so you'd probably be able to tell.
But that is good news for this circuit, so
Yeah.
we'll take it.
Just while you got no one around you, let's have a look. Matt's in it. Oh, whoever it is. Oh, it's Alan has got a massive queue behind him.
Okay.
He's 7 laps off the pace in 26.
There you go, Dave. Some huge claps for you in the chat. First in.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Wasn't too bad. I actually thought I'd tyre a lot more than that, to be fair.
Yeah, don't forget that's a long time in the car to concentrate.
The lead car's pitting.
Lead is just pitted right. So Blue by You, which I guess is Tyrone. He's just heading out to up to where we had the accident on first lap.
Okay.
He's in a massive car, so he's obviously just letting people through and stuff. You've got actually a lovely space.
Okay.
The next car is on the pit straight.
Okay.
And the next car behind's only just coming under a bridge down the hill, so
Oh, nice. Really nice gap.
you have loads of space.
Okay. Probably later on we'll just need to sense check the fuel.
Yeah.
I think on the stream it will show on the overlay how long is left.
B35.
It might be a little bit marginal, but okay. Yeah, I can see now why we had so much damage to repair.
Yeah.
Must have been suspension.
Well, now I'm looking at from the outside. I can, you can see there's still damage here.
Yeah.
So. I mean, in 2 hours, we've lost. We're 19 laps down, and we had lost 13. So
Okay.
we would have been around 23rd. Saying that, we obviously lost time getting back to the pits as well.
Yeah.
And the spin, so yeah, top 20 easily.
Oh, David, your pace. I mean, you were overtaking P7, P6, so it would have been.
Yeah.
It would have been actually a lot better than that. Let's see what we do. Oh, that's pretty hot.
P5 is in pits at the moment.
Well, I can see a car here up ahead. Dave.
Yeah.
Illums.
Let's have a look when we get across the stripe.
That was a
Yeah,
146.75.
BMW going into turn 1. He's in 30th. It's 30th at the moment, so 7 laps ahead of us.
Okay, that's relatively close, I think.
Well, yeah, we've been passing people. I know people have been retiring, but look at and his pace is. His pace is currently 150, 152, 151.
Okay. The car in front of us is Albert's.
Yeah, he's not done. This guy hasn't done anything but a 1 minute 49.8 once.
Okay.
And his teammate isn't that much quicker, so. Oh, the first driver is. He's done 45. So.
That'd be why.
But it's the car which had that Sky Williamson in, who spun in front of me, so.
I've said it, my first lap I've gone out and a 146.7. Well, I think your pace was very, very, very good.
My best was a 45.975. Which I presume you'll probably get past, but then you're more used to this.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not in the 45s right now.
Yeah, on our first lap, I haven't actually got a lap time, so I don't know how much we lost on the first lap.
Yeah. Thanks, Gary. I see you there. Appreciate that. I really appreciate that, Gary. Super stuff.
Curtis has been disqualified.
That's Alan Curtis.
Yes.
So our sister team has been disqualified.
Oh, yeah.
Are they taking a drive-through or something?
No, but it just come up on the radio and I've clicked on them and they've disappeared.
Okay.
But they are 12 laps ahead.
Are we actually going to catch them? 12 laps ahead.
Oh, you'll
Jesus.
do 12 laps.
Yeah.
If they're out, you'll do 12 laps. I'll just pop onto the Discord on my phone and see if...
Yeah. Slow down.
We need to slow down and give back some time.
I think this will just evaporate.
Car left.
Blue flag.
Clear left.
Yeah, so if anybody in the chat wants to put up their predictions now, and we'll see where Kireth can get up to. He's up to 35th. Yeah, Matt's just disconnected, so they're out.
That's weird. What? Because
what did he do to It's got to be track limits.
Well, no, but I thought if you get enough penalty points, you'd have to take a drive-through. I didn't think you'd get removed from the race. Am I saying the rules actually in the info?
Here we are. Instant count penalties. Hang on. Instant count 12 times for team and me. Instant count penalties every 25.
Yeah, it's a penalty, but not
instant
a DQ.
Instant count DQ limit 32.
Oh wow, so they got 32 there.
Yeah. That's yeah. Let's have a look. iRacing will be updated in this session. Total instant points for all your drivers must remain below 25 or your team will be penalised. Must remain below 32 or you'll be disqualified. So,
Yeah, so it must be 32.
disqualified.
But they were in a lot of contact, which might not have been their fault.
Yeah.
It's the contact which really quick, you know, racks up. Because you get 4, 8 instant points.
Well, there's only 3 drivers still on the lead lap.
Wow, that is that's pretty attritional to only have 3.
The team at the front were on pole. 1 minute 14 ahead of second, who started 7th. Third is still third. Biggest mover, 39th to 12th.
You cut the track. Keep it nice and tidy.
Who was it who hit us?
What's up with 31st, by the way, Dave? I can see they're in the pits. It looked like they got damage.
Yeah. They've got no front bonnet for a start. Let's have a look. Weird shade. Oh no, front bonnet's just gone back on.
So they're repairing it, I
they're
guess.
repairing, yeah.
There's an incident in Tosa.
Oh, instant somewhere.
Where are we? Let's go back to you. No, I haven't found anybody off the track.
Yeah.
Tyrone is in Rivazza at the end of a lap.
Have they pitted since we pitted?
Oh Christ, I just saw somebody flying. It must have been
Oh, Tyrone's pitting in. Tyrone's pitting.
Yeah, he's in this time. And he's got damage to rear.
In front is pitting.
And the front, so he might have... Let's see what happens. Oh, a guy behind you. There's a guy right behind you who's lagging quite a bit.
Yeah. Are you definitely on live, by the way? Because he just almost hit me. It might be like 10.
Yeah, heading up to a chicane now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd let him go.
Good call.
Right
Good
side.
call there.
Clear right.
He was lagging.
Yeah.
On mine anyway.
I think
And
it's the same McLaren.
Yeah, he's P4 McLaren, that one.
Right, Gary's
Starts
predicting
P4.
P33. I mean, that might be where the smart money's at.
We will get P33 because he's still in the pits. There's a whole queue of cars just going past.
That was like a
here.
Club 100, you know, where someone ahead of you brakes early,
Yeah.
and you have to brake more, and you come in like sideways.
Yeah, he hasn't moved. You've got him. Because we're not even pitting again, so it doesn't really matter.
So Grant Friendly's ours.
So that is up to P33. P33, and the next guy up the road is 5 laps ahead, and he's just come out of the second chicane.
Okay.
I think he might be the next guy on track, actually.
Okay.
Apart from the guy in front of you, obviously. Who is setting lap times of... Oh, that's Daniel Engel's car.
Ah.
So Daniel Engel has been doing 1 minute 50s all the way through, never actually going to 49s.
This guy's faster.
This guy's done 44.6 as his
Yeah.
best.
That is a good one to follow, actually.
But he has damage. Yeah, no front. You can see the engine, let's put it that way.
Max cooling.
Next up the road.
Hey
Yeah,
Philip,
that-
it's been dramatic. Dramatic.
Just to fill you in, Philip, I started after qualifying, got to Tosa, next corner on, somebody forgot to brake and took us out with a 24-minute pit stop. So, yeah, we're playing catch-up. Back up to P33 now.
Yep.
P32 is 5 laps ahead.
Yeah.
And he is setting 1 minute 51s.
I'm just going to sit behind this McLaren. He's got no top end. But if he's doing
That lap was
44s...
146.80.
Actually, probably he was doing 44s before. I think... Shit. Okay. I don't know what to do here.
I'll check his lap time that time by 146.9.
Yeah.
So he is quick. He Is he quick enough?
I feel like in some parts he's quicker than me, and some parts I think our car is quicker than their car.
It's whether you can trust him to be behind you, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, Philip, exactly. Exactly.
I'm not sure where... I can't remember who took us out at the start of the race.
BMW, I think. Can't remember which one.
I might actually go back and have a look.
Yeah, it's definitely worth having a look.
So I never actually saw what happened. Here we go, let's start a race. Oh yeah, we lost a load of positions at the start as well. So we're rolling
Yeah,
up.
but I think that was sensible to let people filter through.
Oh yeah, that didn't matter.
See, I'm definitely a lot faster than him on the straight here.
I know, it was a
You've
fry
just done
that
a
hit us.
147.41. Sector
Looks
1
like
is
fry.
1.4. Off the pace.
Yeah, fry for sure. That was... Oh, I didn't realise we clouted him again as we went on. So we got more
that might have
damage
been
that
it,
way.
yeah.
There we go, left turn only motorsport. So they are currently
I'd be surprised if they're well up there.
40th, 63 laps down. So
Yeah.
they just gave up after that.
Yeah. Thanks, Sleepy.
Let's see.
We'll see what happens
Oh,
when
no,
we catch 31st here.
Yeah, his last lap, the guy in front was a 47.2. Yeah, the guy in front 150.4. But he's not our next target now. We've got slowly but surely on who are 4 laps ahead of us. This guy's
okay.
5. Hopefully follow this guy through because he's got so much damage.
Yeah, I've just dropped off a little bit.
Yeah, this blue pro is just doing 150s. You probably get him down the straight, to be fair.
Yeah, upset. We could actually have both of them. But...
Oh, he's letting him go, so just go with him. Hopefully
Car
he's
left.
going to be sensible.
Clear
Thank
left.
you.
Blue flag. That lap was...
Car right. Hold your line. Clear right.
Blue flag.
See what my pace is like now.
Yeah, John Shaw's, yeah. He retired, he's 63 laps down now, so just gave up. Amazingly, he'd gone from P18 up to rear of us, so he'd had a good start. So
That's an incredible start, actually. There might be a reason for that.
yeah, I think we dropped back a little bit as well, didn't we?
Hey, James, hope you're well.
Just
Let us
trying
know
to
how it's
work
going
out.
in Adventure James Lands.
Next car ahead. Oh, have you got past that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
you
thought
are.
we'd go past.
Yeah, the next car up the road is Team Happy Life Factory Germany in 14th. They're sitting 147.5s.
Okay.
But the next car we've got to worry about is 3 laps ahead. And I can't find him. So has he given up?
Possible.
Or is he in the pits? No, because we'd find him if he's in the pits. So we've got 3 laps to close on him. Yeah, he's now 16 laps down, so it's 2 laps. So we will get him up to 32nd. We could get top 30 here.
That'd be huge. Right, I think I've just managed to keep the McLaren or whatever at bay for this lap, so we'll drop him more on the straight. He's got big issues with top line speed. Bonjour KD, hope you well. Ça va?
Your lap time was 146.66.
Just for everybody joining, you won't quite recognise my voice. I'm not some famous YouTuber. I am literally a first-time endurance Club 100 driver, and Kireth's been very kind to join me in this race. We are going to get ahead of our teammates as well.
Yes.
Because they've now dropped to 31st, so we'll get them. We'll get slowly and surely if they haven't rejoined. Have they been towed, maybe?
Does that make us the A Club 100 team? Like we're now.
In this race, yes. I think
So we have the nice side of the garage.
Quicker. Yeah. I'll see if Hixie and Hanson, anybody said what's going on. Yeah, they accumulated too many points, got smacked up the backside by someone and lost some points. Still counts as a win for us.
Yes, obviously. Jesus, I've come very hot there. Fucking hell. Bought that chicane.
Didn't pick up anything though, did you?
I got a slow down and a penalty.
If you don't want a penalty.
Yeah, I was going to say you got a black flag up. Oh yeah, you got +1, so we've still got 11 available. Yeah. So that's fine, mate.
Possible. We could see some drivers do drive-throughs and stuff like that if they're accumulating points.
I'm just flicking through the teams. Yeah, we're looking. It's like 2 teams in front aren't in race anymore. Next car's 6 seconds a lap slower than us.
Yeah, just. How many laps ahead are they?
5. Well, it'll be 4 because you just passed them. You just passed them previously. But you are quicker. Well, somebody in 27th has just done a 17-minute 53 pit stop.
P33.
Well, that was the last lap anyway.
That goes well.
You were quicker than everybody up to 24. Quicker than 23rd and 22nd. Yeah, I have to go up to 20th till we've got somebody doing a 46.6.
Okay.
Obviously doesn't help us much, but you are doing 46.6s.
Well, I think it's just a case of being in the right place at the right time if something does happen, so...
Yeah.
It's going to be instance.
Maybe a safety car. Actually, that won't help. That just won't help at all, actually. I was thinking we might get 18 wave rounds. Top 4 on the lead lap. Somebody's got a place back. We've got 36 minutes to go, so...
Yeah, I'll be amazed if we don't see some more big wrecks. Because,
oh yeah, especially around here.
Yeah, when this comes to the end of the race, people start to fight more.
It should be P32 this time, by I think.
P32.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, very nice.
3 more laps and we pass Alan and Matt.
Your lap times are improving. This is good.
As I say, without even the lost time on the first lap, we would be 5 laps down.
Yeah.
Possibly, which puts us 20th. So, yeah.
A lot of cars ahead here.
Yeah, that car in front's doing a 47.6. And then there's a guy in front of him who's just done a 202 and is absolute. I can't even tell it's BMW.
It's got no fronts.
It's got a front, but it's yeah, it looks more like the BMW like Z4 when it was made. That's how much damage it got. So in front of you is position 13, 27 and 21. And you're quicker than them a lot.
See you, Leapy.
And then we're catching Carol Davis again.
The car is getting significantly better as it gets lighter. I don't know if you felt the same, but like it's so heavy at the beginning.
Oh, I was improving my lap every lap.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's quite a nice feeling.
Should I know Loopy?
I don't know. Maybe you should. Loopy?
I don't know. It rings a bell.
Maybe you've raced together. iRacing.
Have I raced against you, Loopy? I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Blue
That
flag.
was 26th place. We passed him a few times, so leave him be. In front of you, that group has joined together, so there's 3 of them in a line.
Okay.
So there could be something in that. Oh, 2 cars off.
Incident in
Okay.
Villeneuve.
Yeah, careful.
Cool stuff. Thanks.
Yellow flag. Watch out.
Should be some damage in that because they both hit the wall in some kind of capacity.
Did the car ahead of me hit the wall?
No,
Okay.
he was slammed on the brakes and just
Okay.
made sure he didn't get involved.
Cool.
But he's doing 47.1s at the best, and you just done a 46.2, so where is he? 13th.
I get him hit. Oh no, no, no.
Let's see whether you get him in the next few corners. If not, I'll ask him if he'll spy.
I think it'd be. I think I'd better just send it here. I'll flash him. Okay. Do it 10-1. Do it 10-1. Second.
I just said we're miles back. Let us go, please.
I think he might have just got the message. Yeah.
Right side.
Ah, thank you. He actually
Still there.
pressed the
Clear
brake.
right.
Yeah.
Not often the Germans let us go by, but you know.
Okay.
One more lap and we get Alan.
Oh, nice. So 31.
Yeah. The best part of it is they will not actually lose a position on their starting position. They started 32nd.
Yeah, they said we're welcome. That's. So give me some positive news. Is there it?
Well, we've got it still says 5 laps to that 69 car, that blue BMW, but you are going around a miles quicker. You've done a 46.3. Let's go
There's an
back.
incident in Acra Minerali. Yellow flag.
Oh,
Yes, big one. I doubt he hit the wall though. Just big spin.
he's P11 and he's just trying to get back going again.
At the risk of being a bit fatalist, even if people do have instance now, we're probably running out of time to overtake them, even if they just parks it.
Yeah, I mean the guy behind is 151, so he's probably going quick enough to. So unless somebody literally parks it now, was it 30 minutes, so 15 laps. So
Okay.
anybody who's 3 laps ahead of us is gone, so that's top 20.
Yeah.
Even though we're actually going quicker than 2 minutes, we might be able to catch, you know, if they all retired, we might be able to catch them. But I'd say the top 15 have gone.
Yeah.
B31.
But there we go. We just
They won,
passed
nice.
Alan. We're officially the best Club 100 team in the race.
Yes. That was the only objective, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I couldn't have Matt beating us. Wouldn't hear the end of it. Next car ahead. Yeah, next car ahead is actually in 6th place.
Okay.
That car which we were beaten before with the grey Fanatec
Oh yeah, yeah.
of Mr. Carol Davis.
Yes, I remember. And actually, P1 is 90 seconds ahead. P1.
Yeah, he's heading down into Acra Minerali now. Absolutely no worries for him. He is 1 minute 15 in the lead. He's actually let people by. There's 5 people on the lead right now.
Oh, yes, he's been unlapped.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
but he's doing 49.6s now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just
Wow.
looking. They had somebody called Hassan in. He was doing 43.4 as his best. 43s and 44s, and then on lap He did a 2 minute and a 2 minute 41.
It's probably a very different experience, I imagine, the average iRacing or something.
Yeah, and then as soon as he pitted and swapped over to his Honda, he's on 48s, 49s, 50s. Yeah, no quicker than a 49 really. Let's see what he does this time.
The car is feeling so good right now.
Just done a 49.5, yeah, so he's not quick at all, the leader. He's losing
The lap time was at
2 seconds a lap.
1:08.
So he's not going to get caught. Oh, he might do it 2 seconds a lap.
My second place.
Yeah, he's 1 minute 13 behind, but obviously if he does like 1 minute 50s or something.
I wonder if I can get this guy up the hill. Whatever. Whoa! That was both of us, I think.
Still there.
Blue flag.
Clear left.
Oh yeah, we keep passing that car.
Such a fun track, this. It's got to be one of the all-time great tracks.
Yeah, Blue Bayou now have Grant Finley in the car. They're Tyrone. And he was actually in the car at the start and did up to a 44, so he's a lot quicker.
But they're behind us, right?
Yeah, he's doing 47s now though. He crossed the line for a 48.0, so yeah, he must be damaged.
I think we're going to catch a leader here. We'll genuinely unlap ourselves, which would be nice.
Leader is just going into Rivatsa now. Yeah, so you're going to catch him. He's just exiting that bit now. Do you feel like you're quicker than this 6th place?
Yeah, 100% at this point in time.
Let me see if I can have a word with him. Let me just see what his lap time is. Yeah, we're second a lap quicker.
Ooh,
Left side.
Jesus Christ.
Still there.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to let you go.
Clear left.
Not sure, but we did.
Yeah, he has.
Try and drop him now.
Just said thanks, come with us.
Come with us on this magical journey.
Yeah.
Well, he might be able to get P5. There might actually be something in it for him.
Yeah, P5 is going into Aqua Minerale now. But they're doing 4.68, so they're pretty quick. Leader has front damage. But yeah, just a bit of front damage by the looks of it. But he's doing 49.1s.
Yeah.
Quite a few slow cars relative.
I think there's been a lot of damage in this race, if I'm honest. I think there's been a huge amount. I mean, try and find a completely undamaged car.
Let's have a look. Oh, P5's in the pits now, so...
I positioned it, yeah. That's a very late stop. Splash and dash.
Yeah. I found one. It's a safety car.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, I think this one's alright. Yeah, there's a Lamborghini in P10. Night Owl Racing. That's pretty clear to me.
Off the pace. Sector 3 time is fast.
He's doing 48.
I think we're going to catch P29 again, possibly.
Yeah, we weren't looking too far off him. Yeah, he's just going into the hairpin now. But we're 6 laps behind.
I hope this guy lets me go. He's a leader, isn't he?
Yeah, I can. If he doesn't let you go,
Clear
yeah, he's let you go.
Right. Clear right.
Thanks. I know that's a bit rude on the leader, but...
Well, I'll let him go. So that's him dispatched up.
Yeah. I mean, I'd hope right now we're one of the fastest cars on track.
Hang on, you did a... I'll see what you do. Well, actually, you did a 4.67, so... I'll have a quick run through the people. Last lap, 53.2, 48, 2 minutes 41, 48, 46.3
nice.
by 9. 48, 47s, 48s, 51s, 58s. 46.2 by 7.
Nice.
46
That last lap was
by
at 146.43.
Apart from that, you are one of the quickest guys on track. You probably are, Lee. You got a 4.64 last time.
Well, that bodes well for these kind of splits, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think you probably still got the fastest lap, haven't you? Probably have.
Yeah, because I did a 45 just before the stint was over. But obviously you haven't had low fuel yet.
Yeah, but still a very good lap. So I think these kind of stints could be very good for us now. Yeah, exactly right, Salty. I'm just massively sweating because I don't have my fan on me. My fan's cooling down the laptop, so the stream is good for everyone. The most important thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely sweating.
Oh Jesus, that is You can just massively tease it on the brakes around there, can't you?
Yeah.
It's so sketchy.
Yeah, you're consistently 46. You did a 46.2 twice in a row, 2.46.0. So yeah, you'll get past this lap.
I'm hoping this one's going to be a 45. We'll see.
Front is in Tosa. Obviously, it's 4 laps ahead. You never know. 4 laps we can do. Yeah. 20 minutes left, so about 10 laps to go. Really. I think whoever predicted a podium earlier was being a bit optimistic.
Yeah. I like it there. I like that. Jesus.
The track temperature's rising. It's now 37 Celsius.
And on the votes, forgot about that. We're now on 42% racing instant.
Oh, that's tightened, hasn't it?
48% Hamilton.
That's really tightened.
Yeah. If you haven't voted yet, pop your vote onto the poll. Yes. We've had 126 votes.
Wow.
And it's a very close to call at the moment.
First time I've actually done that corner right, I think.
Incident in very anti-alter.
So, Red Bull team could request FIA to take further action against Hamilton.
It'd be very unusual, wouldn't it?
That'd just be stupid. Oh, it come from Marco. Oh no, Horner said it. Skeptical of any efforts being successful. Hamilton dangerous. British GP win celebrations disrespectful and unsportsmanlike.
Blue flag.
Hamilton's
You'll need to give back
with the flag.
gained. 20 minutes remaining.
No,
You've got 20
Verstappen is
minutes
saying
left.
that.
Stay on it. Keep digging.
He says he's okay. First of all, I'm okay. It was quite an impact at 51G, but feeling better. Obviously, disappointing penalty doesn't help us in any way and doesn't do justice to the dangerous move Lewis made on track. Watching his celebrations after the race while still in hospital is disrespectful and unsportsmanlike behaviour.
Well, what do we think about that, chat?
Yeah, coming from the guy who won his first Grand Prix because the two Mercedes took each other out. Didn't stop him celebrating. Yeah, it's just trying to be strong language to upset Hamilton, isn't it? From Red Bull.
There's an incident
They've
in
told.
Kireth.
Oh.
Yellow flag, caution.
Careful.
Team, yeah, it's mad thing.
He's back up to speed, so is he going to let you go? Probably.
Yeah,
not.
I'm not. My hot take is I'm not personally sure about that because there's 150,000 fans there, and who paid money, and
yeah.
I don't. If that had been me, the first thing I would have said in the post interview would be, "I hope Max is okay." You know, I saw it was a big collision. Is he okay, basically? And I'm going to run it outside. Whoa, my guy.
Left side.
That's P24 you've just
Clear
passed.
left.
Yeah, I don't see. That's just Red
Blue
Bull
flag.
trying to destabilise things because they've just lost 26 points in the championship.
Stevie says Lewis did send him to the shadow realm.
Yeah, I understand that, but at the end of the day, it's not like Lewis. It's not like Lewis saw him go off in a stretcher and then celebrated in front of his family, waving arms in his face. Did it? You know, he. At the end of the day,
There's an incident in Villeneuve.
he knew Max was okay because he stood up and got out of the car. You know, he was winded, maybe a bit battered and bruised, but he's not seriously injured. You know that, so. Oh, the cars behind, all three just got taken out.
Any interest for us, pedestrians? No, probably too late. Okay,
No,
some people didn't.
It was Bush spinning out, and I think he almost took the leader with him. I think, but it's left you a nice gap behind. Next car's the 25th in the bottom of Aqua Minerale.
Imagine we're really running out of time.
Yeah, 17 minutes to go. Seven, 8 laps. Team in front to Comet Racing Team Black, who are not in this race.
What do you mean?
We will get these. We're 4 laps down on them.
Oh, so we are going to get a position?
We will get top 30.
Oh, nice.
Flip through it all. Oh, we might actually get another one. There's a team 5 laps ahead, not in this race.
There you are.
There's a car in the pits.
Vicente.
27th. Yeah.
Ah.
Just having a flip through, see if anybody else is not in the race. Not that it matters it's high up, because they'll still beat us. Yes, Lucky Drivers Team Sigma in 20th place, 4 laps down on the leader, are out.
And how many laps ahead of us?
12?
Ooh.
What's 12? That's 24 minutes, so yeah, possibly. That's going to be just a stretch too far, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
So we should gain at least 2. No, I agree, Gary.
Salty did say 27. That is true. You did say 27, Salty.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We might get a few more, especially with pace curves running.
Yeah, but Lewis to get
probably...
suspended, it would be penalty points, I think.
It'd be penalty points. I mean, this is that thing. If Lewis had done that to Mazepin or anybody else, there wouldn't be this clamber for him to be suspended. This is people picking up on language from Christian Horner, from Helmut Marko, and it's working for them because it's a bad PR. Any PR is good PR, and if it's bad against Lewis, that's the way it works. And
15 minutes left.
as Red Bull as a team, got 15 minutes.
I'm very wide here, let's go ahead.
There's an incident in Ravazza 1.
Oh yes, who was that?
Blue flag.
That was 8th.
Like the guy in the clean Lambo.
Yeah, it was, I think. Let's see where everybody else is. Yeah, the team in front are not there. The team in front of that are not there. So the next 2 teams we pass in the next 3 laps are easy. Next team along aren't going slow enough. Yeah, so we just need to. Yeah, that team has lost 2 laps further up, so just don't think we're going to catch them. We're 11 laps ahead.
On your right. Clear right.
Blue flag.
We've got a minimum of 2.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a good side. I mean, in hindsight, what do you think, Dave? Would it be better if I'd started first, maybe with a bit more experience of the starts?
Maybe, but there's not a lot we could have done.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, I avoided the thing at the start on rolling up.
And you were there on pace as well, as your position.
And yeah, it was just somebody missing a braking point, and I don't know really. I mean, maybe if I hadn't been so quick in qualifying, we would have pit lane started and not had any of this.
Yeah, they'd be winning now.
Because actually, with our pace with pit lane start, I think we would have been all right.
Yeah.
I don't think we would have got held up that much. But then again, if somebody else had an accident, we might have got caught up in it. So
I think once again, an endurance race, really, it's all about just not being an instance. That's it.
So is there a race of this next week?
Every week. This series is every week. Every week there's a 3-hour race
So
in
there's
GT3
this,
cars.
And there's the 24-hour one.
Yeah, so next weekend the main one will be Spa, but that is technically a different series. This one will still run.
Yeah.
But I'll imagine a lot of people will do Spa.
Well, if everyone's going off to do Spa, that's fine. We can...
Yeah, but then we'll be,
Good
back in top split.
Oh, no one else turned up. Yeah, so in the going back to Red Bull, Red Bull are literally a PR team. They're not, you know, if you look through the career, they started as a fun team. Then they become all serious when we started winning races, and that was straight onto a double diffuser moaning, and then they got Adrian Newey to build what was 4 fabulous cars to rules, but like every championship winning car, it probably bent a few of them. And then ever since they've not been winning, they've been moaning. So
That's a good one.
You know, I please don't get me wrong. I don't not like Red Bull. I just find, you know, Marco is too much, and Horner has become more bitter every year, and never, whether it's come from Marco, but he just doesn't treat his drivers right. You know, the number 2 driver is always just the number 2 driver. They have their favourite, so it was.
Mercedes any better at that? Oh, it's gone.
Incident in.
Oh, yeah, yes. Well, in terms of Red Bull, you've always had Vettel. There was a little boy, Webber got pushed to the side.
28's in the pits, by the way. Wembley.
Oh, is he? Let's have a look.
You're 10th
So
off the pace in sector 1.
we're going to pass
Sector
the
2's
next
2
guy,
tenths off the
pass the next
pace.
guy.
You're 10th off the pace in
8th is
sector
coming
3.
out. 28's coming out the pits now.
Okay, so
He's all right. 27th is lagging all over the place, so I thought it was flying off the track for a minute. And that's yeah, Team Sigma's still that.
was off big
Your
time.
flag,
down.
keep your wits about you, mate. There's an incident in Villeneuve. It looks like Costa.
Yeah, that was 20th. How damaged is he? He's minus 5 laps to the leader, so don't think we'll catch him because we've got about 5 laps left. So that leaves 27th as the best result we might get. Yeah, agreed. Red Bull NASCAR was a disaster, but that's what happens when you stick Scott Speed in a car. Nah, that's unfair on Scott. He is a decent driver, but he's not what Red Bull were looking for. He's more Maverick.
10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
Going back to Kireth's point about Mercedes, I think they are better at it because we've seen many times Lewis let Bottas go in races. We've seen, you know, with Nico and Lewis are allowed to fight for the title. Obviously, we had no rivalry against them, and we are seeing Bottas being the number 2. But realistically, Bottas should have won the Grand Prix today. If he's not a number 2 driver, he wins the Grand Prix today because he's got the quickest car out of the 4. Lewis gets a 10-second penalty. Max is out racing. Perez is from the back. He shouldn't be letting Leclerc try and beat him.
Yeah.
B30. Your lap times are improving.
And that's
this
why
is exactly what we need.
thoroughly think Russell will be in that car next year.
Ah.
You can oh, careful. You can see it already. I mean, Russell's interview on Friday night, or Thursday night, going, "Oh, I'll have a Mercedes in the back. It might be a McLaren." Yeah, okay.
How do you feel about that if you're Bottas when you watch that interview?
I think if you watch that interview and you're Bottas, you already know what's happening. You know,
You've already made your next move.
Ever since Austria, the first Austria, George has had a massive smile on his face, and not. I mean, he's got frustrated.
Oh, you think it's done? You think it's inked?
I relatively, yes. I think Toto's probably said to him, if you do what's happened, you know, if this continues as the season goes on, you've got the seat. And I think it's been like that since Bahrain, when he was in Mercedes. I think you can't ignore that, and Bottas hasn't really gone well since.
Really bad for the chicane, like really bad.
You've done a 45.3. Don't talk about going really bad.
Yeah, that was a good lap.
You are going to pass Ball Racing for 29th this time by. You're already up to P30.
Oh, we're going to get that position.
Yeah, we'll get that this time by.
P29. Nice.
Somebody's just swapped positions. So
8 minutes to go. About 4 laps to go. More.
Yeah, all the cars in front still seem to be running. You just passed Volpe, so yeah, I think 29's it now.
Okay.
I think it's be sensible, bring it home. And if you, oh no, you can't see the guy who took us out to take him out. So who's that in front? Oh, 4th place. You know, if you're bored.
I'm going to go for it. We're catching him.
No, I was just thinking make his race a bit more interesting, take him out.
I don't know.
Oh, you almost did that.
We might get an angry message.
Carroll Davis is now up to P5.
Carroll Davis is in P5?
Yeah, and we were following him for most of it.
I know, yeah.
So,
what a bad feeling about listening to Aqua Minerale.
Let me just see what lap times he's doing. He's doing 48s. I will ask him if he will let us go. Because actually him battling is going to cost him.
Yeah, he's in the battle with Carroll actually, isn't he? I think I'll do it into 10-1 if I can.
Yeah, he's actually being caught by Carroll, I think. Yeah, Carroll's 2 seconds a lap quicker than him.
I just got bitten by a mosquito.
So realistically, he needs to let us go and take our toe, because him fighting is costing him. I think he might be in a position that he'll just let us go if we get alongside.
Yeah, I think I don't have the slip now, but I think this will be.
Oh no,
is he?
Yeah, he's letting us go.
Right side.
You take that, he's letting us go.
Blue flag.
It just makes my entry so narrow.
Yeah, but don't make it easy. But he's just done a 48 and Carroll's done a 47. We got held up. Oh, we're still being held up, to be fair.
Ooh, slide. Car ahead looks really slow.
Car ahead is... Oh, it's that Porsche which went off into a wall. He's just done a 55, 7. Running in 16th, so...
5 minutes
and then in
remaining,
front of that 7th place. How far behind him are you? Yeah, because just in front of him is Mr. Leboeuf, or whatever his name was.
I think, yeah.
Christophe Lebret. Yeah.
Lefebvre.
That's why I don't commentate on people with. Right, just don't look. Well, Red Bull NASCAR screwed up when they brought a crappy 2-car team. Yes, they did.
Blue flag.
I think you saw that with McLaren at Indy. As soon as they teamed up with Andretti, they had half a chance. But
Yeah.
Went alone and didn't even qualify. Bottas finished 10 seconds behind Lewis. Lucky kept third. He looks like he's given up. Yes, he does look like he's given up already. I mean, he's obviously just letting Lewis go when it's in that situation, and just he looks resigned. But the problem is, where does he go?
146.29.
To stay in Formula One, I don't know where he goes, apart from back to Williams, which is just pointless. You're staying for the sake of staying there. So yeah, I'm not sure where Bottas will be next year myself.
Come on.
He did 46.2 last time by.
I want to get a 44.
45.3 is your quickest.
I think I can dip in the 44s, but
Damn you, nicking my fastest lap.
go for it.
Playseat is already out and probably has something in his contract to give him a nice bonus if Lewis wins. Yeah. You know, he's probably been told at the moment you're not going to win the title. You haven't got pace this season, but you're quick enough to play a game for us. So, you know, I could see it very much being
That's 5 minutes of fuel left.
You know, Lewis going for the title, get to Abu Dhabi or Japan. A bit like Senna and Berger, you've played the same game, we'll give you this race win. If they're in position to do that. Andretti in F1 was such a joke. Yeah. No, I don't think we need to say more than that. Weirdly, he got a podium in his last ever race, but if you had Hamilton, Mansell and Hunter driving each other's cars in a 2-lap time trial, who do you think would be fastest?
You're matching race pace, this is good.
Ooh. In 2-lap time trial.
Damn it.
2 minutes to go, 2 minutes.
Right, just keep it on the track.
Car's so light right now.
Yeah.
Hang on, have we got enough fuel, by the way?
What? We got, it's 2 minutes to go, so it's like, what, 2 laps?
Yeah, do we have 2 laps?
How do I find that out?
V29.
If you go to fuel on the, second? Yeah, we've got 2.2, so as long as we...
Yeah, I haven't actually found out how you put black box up.
Okay, I think it's F1 or something.
Ah, yeah, got it. Here we go. Yeah, we've got 1.9.
The track temperature is
Right,
I guess yeah, but do we need to get the white flag on this lap then?
Yeah, we do.
And are we going to get it?
Where's the leader?
Oh, mate. Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know. Could you cruise round to the end?
I may need to. We'll pretend it's a victory lap. Let's see if we get white flag.
The leader is going down to Aqua Minerale this time.
Anyway, I've got it then. That'll be there too far gone.
They've got 33 seconds remaining.
Oh, I got it. It's good. It's good.
Thank God.
We can safeguard our 29th position now.
Yeah, I mean...
One more to go.
Actually, there is a car still running behind us.
Okay.
Mr. Grant. And Grant's done 47.1, so he's actually running alright compared to his teammate. Right, so Hamilton, Mansell...
On your right. Clear right.
Blue flag.
I think this sort of split...
I'd say Mansell would win it, just on outright pace, but then you don't know how he'd do in a modern F1 car. Yeah, because if we're all driving each other's cars... We go, Kireth's bringing it home. Stick it on the TV camera. Don't need that.
All right. Well, considering we were P40, we've gained 10 positions. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's good. Well, 11, isn't it? I'm 29.
I do think this split was and is winnable for us, though. This kind of split, I think we
Just
can win.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go.
If we hadn't had that spin on the first lap and me trying to rush back to pit, I mean, obviously we lost probably a minute or two there. Oh,
Getting another off track
Keep
in.
it within the track limits.
picking a nice X1 up on the last lap.
Yeah.
There we go. We're coming home 29th.
Nice. I'll take it after that start. We saw it through as well. We got big damage, but we
P29. There's
we finished the race.
I mean,
which
what's 24? It was 13 laps, weren't we? In the pits.
yeah, we were in for an
When we
age.
come on. So take 13 laps off, that's 4. So that puts us P19. Then we probably lost a minute or two on the getting back in. So I would honestly say we would have been easily top 15. And obviously we had much better pace and we'd done a whole damaged car and all that malarkey.
Yeah, I think it would be appropriate to do a few donuts.
Oh
Celebrate
yeah,
this.
feel free, we don't need the tyres now.
No.
But
Yeah, I just understood into the wall. There we go.
yeah, that went well. There we go.
That BMW was thinking, who is this guy? Yeah, it was a good race, Dave. I think there was no pressure on this race.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, if we'd applied a bit more pressure, we may have thought a bit more about the strategy and stuff like that. And I think
Well, I think the strategy worked all right.
maybe I wonder if yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we were very unlucky, and the race would have developed
Yeah.
really, really nicely because I think you had genuinely better race pace than most drivers ahead of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, P20. Oh, we've gone up to P27, mate. Salty Racer. They're called P27. I think there
Disappeared.
must have been some DQs or something like that.
I don't know. There's a load of people with 100 laps. Who
Yeah,
else
they-
did we not?
Oh yeah,
who
'cause
else?
the 100 laps might be people that went alone or didn't do the required.
Ah, yes, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, for example, weak acceleration warriors. They didn't have.
Well, Lucky Team Sigma got. Yeah, Lucky Team Sigma weren't running at the end, were they? Because we were looking, thinking we won't catch them.
There's quite a few teams that didn't, for whatever reason, do the requisite thing. Some of them will have crashed out, but some just may not have hit the minimum laps.
So Lucky Team Sigma, and I guess VR7 Virtual Racing Team 7 was another one.
Yeah. Leapy Racing, nice driving and great chilled chat. Thank you so much, chat. You really made that stream. Some very nice chat about F1 and other series.
I'm actually really pleased at my. Like, I didn't get too tired at that because quite often I race a sprint and I just get tired.
No, you were like, I think you were. When I got in the car, I was like, wow, this car is really difficult to drive because the steering was much lighter on the left hand side, so that took some time to get used to, and it was very bad when it was heavy. Your lap
Yeah,
times were
Gary,
really good.
we planned that to have 0.05 litres left. That was all planned, don't worry.
Yeah, and we finished
So-
ahead of the other couple hundred team as well.
Yeah, well, they did get disqualified.
Let's have a look on stream at what the big incident we tend to do. So for that, I need to go to our laps and get one.
Yeah, Paul Smith's right. It would have been a top 10 without a crash. Because I only had one spin after that.
Right, so we'll look on stream at your start, Dave. So
Yeah,
screen.
I've got it on, so I am here.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing that happened right at the beginning, wasn't it, with the car ahead?
Yeah, I had to miss the car on the roll up.
Because they made contact ahead.
Before that. Yeah, it's before that.
Yeah, it's really unlucky because that,
Yeah.
it means a load of cars behind get ahead who you've got better quali pace.
I don't even know what happened there. Cause...
I don't know.
What?
It's
I don't know how I didn't hit him.
Constantina, I think.
That's 4, 5.
Thanks, Paul Smith. Yeah, I think so.
Possibly 6 cars have gone past. So we're down to 14th, 15th.
Let's ride on board with the guy that hit us. You know what team they were?
That was left turn only motorsport.
Okay, so let's see there. Could you say they started really far behind? There we go. Have a look. Yeah, they are starting an age behind. But they're on the right hand side, and obviously the left hand side got impacted by that stop start. Oh yeah, we can see you off the track, yeah, so basically they didn't actually gain that many, David. We just lost so many because we had to stop because the car ahead of us. The way it is. Yes, he's basically right behind us going into turn 1. Everyone is really well behaved, to be fair.
Yeah, I was waiting for, because I always brake early into turn 1, and I was waiting to get nailed there, really.
No, it's just much better than the top split start yesterday. Let's see. Then something happened at the hairpin. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's difficult to say. I think we showed this Porsche a bit too much respect when he went wide here.
Yeah.
I think we could have like cut across him, but it was a little bit. Everyone's very, very polite, which is fine. And then the Ferrari goes up the inside, but then isn't able to get past us. Now it's quite awkward because he's very, very close to us. Yeah, and I would never break that late. So I think he was just. There's a lot of stuff going on, and he did just forget.
Yeah, there was a split there.
Yeah, everyone's on the brakes, and then it's just too late. We're a passenger, but in and of itself, that shouldn't be like race-ending damage, to be honest. So let's see what happens after this. So we go sideways in the helicopter.
Yeah, you saw the bodywork bend.
Yeah, it just got worse, didn't it? Oh, because we came back. There's nothing we can do there because you're getting off the racetrack, which is the right thing to do. I don't know if they could have had more presence of mind to not hit us, but it's... So then we get hit on the left suspension. I think that was the big one. If you have a look at the impact,
you see it bend.
Yeah, that's right on the suspension. That boof, yeah, that is. I think, and then that's the big one. And then I think it's
ironic how he hits the BUKC sign.
Thanks, Ray. Hope you enjoyed it, everyone. And then obviously I didn't call a tow, but I don't know whether it would have been better to tow it.
No, I don't think it would have been better to tow, to be honest. Well, it might have been because I drove back too quick, but
yeah, let's have a look, just see like if there's any more damage on that impact. Yeah, I'll be honest. I think that
I hit the wall before that.
I think that impact is
And then I got another one here.
Because that takes the whole like windscreen out.
Window. Well, I'm sure I hit it before the chicane as well.
Yeah, we quite a few people. So maybe the 25 minutes is fair enough. But anyway, it was a good race to do it because we had a lot to talk about, frankly, and the 25 minutes went very quickly.
Yeah. Well, considering we had 25 minutes and we still finished where we did.
Yeah.
That's quite something.
I think the big takeaways are whatever split this is, and I suspect it's probably lowest split or most middle split, probably lowest. We have really good pace for that split, like genuinely really good pace, and this is a tricky circuit. So,
well, the good thing is Alan and Matt seem to have, decent enough pace as well. Because I mean, Alan seems to get caught up in everything in the Club 100 races.
Yeah, I think it's just at Imola. It's one of these things. I'm riding aboard with them now. Oh yeah, what happened? Oh yeah, so the first one is I think they did lose it and then they got hit from behind. But there was obviously a big crash. So Matt Hill has a 2:15 lap. Let's check out the 2:15 lap. Oh, this is the one where you overtook them. Where they were like...
So now see what happened to them, yeah.
So again, the car was very tricky to...
What on earth is he doing there?
But this crash was like the slowest crash in history.
Hadn't he had the crash the corner before? Did you say?
I don't know.
Somebody had spun out and he had to miss him, or they squeezed him or something.
And then let's see what happened at the end for the penalty points. So. Or was that contact there? That is weird contact if there's contact there.
I can say it would have called it by now.
Yeah. Oh, I think then they spun and they quit or something. Or maybe the spin was
No, this is in the blue car. Isn't it? Oh, there we are.
Oh yeah, similar to one of yours where you just get it on the grass, and that I think gives a 2x and just immediately just DQ'd them, which is like very harsh.
Yeah, I did exactly that.
Yeah, that's a good race, Dave. We'll see. We should speak with everyone and see if we can get a Spa entry sorted, like across.
Yeah.
Anyone who's available.
Just to go back to your poll, 49 Hamilton, 42 Racing.
Oh, that is really closed up. That has closed up quite significantly. We were 75% Hamilton at the beginning.
I can see why people have voted that way, though.
Yeah, I think that is the prevailing opinion. And it's good to see that is the prevailing opinion.
Streaming off the same PC.
There we go.
Just to answer Gary on that, with I'm streaming off my graphics card, so I don't have all the fancy graphics around it or anything. But my PC was 1,600.
Oh, that is that one will be decent.
Yeah, so I just picked that up off the shelf, and that's fine for ages. But obviously spending a lot on it. But then I haven't spent anything on my wheel, so
yeah,
advantage.
All right, well I think we'll wrap it up there. So yeah, we'll see if we can get in going for Spa. I'm gonna play the outro, so I'll mute you in a second, Dave. But thanks a lot for the race. It was a very fun race, and
thanks for joining me.
Yeah, we had it was a fun race. We were always looking forward, so I'd rather have that than going backward.
Yeah.
But otherwise, thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Dave. Until next time.
Right.
And have a very good Sunday evening. And I'll see you. I never can get that transition right, can I, chat? And I haven't got any music either. I have not got any music. I'm gonna play it out with a rap. Thanks, everyone. The rap is coming. Still loading.
Sharp like a dart, Kireth card. So we speed down the freeway, 9-5, do or die, no lie. Yeah, we just gon' fly by, living this life, earning this money off dice. Looking so clean, so nice. Oh, it's on, and we gotta get gone. Freight bentos, racing, chasing. Get that money, pacing, pace it, pace it.